We're complaining about quarterbacks. I'm Pat.
Hey, Pat, I'm Jeffrey. All right, so I'm just so I mean, there's a couple of different avenues here where in recent years I've sort of come to wonder, which this way this goes, right? So there's part of me that says, okay, there's a very effective type of quarterback that I get the understanding that John Elway was a fun dude to be around,
That
right?
I've heard that. Unless you're the stripper who he's bouncing hot
Well,
quarters.
and that's the thing also
Yeah.
is there's the second half where I have to say that a lot of people have like wives and daughters and stuff like this.
Uh huh.
I look at the other thing, but as far as playing on a typically masculine team in terms of
Yeah,
these
yeah,
are my
yeah, yeah.
boys, yes, you can get it done. I look at the flip side where it's again Rogers famously dated like tons of famous people, right? He was dating Danica Patrick there for a little bit too. I mean, um,
Yeah, they were kind of made for each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so, but he would never brag about that in the locker room versus, say, his predecessor Brett Favre, who constantly would. Favre used to evidently antagonize Rodgers like relentlessly
He's like his little brother. Yeah.
because, well, I guess let's be fair. He comes from that last era of football where it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
look, I'm letting you off easy because if you want to hear what I had to do at Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
So I get that, but so
Bounce hot quarters off your ass.
well, that's where mm, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said about a guy who's like that dude is so straight. He could go to jail and have sex with a man and still be straight when he came out. And there's something to the tune of like that era where the hazing was really gay, where it was really
My understanding is it's always been that way, and it still is in places where it exists.
it's hard for me to say. The people
Dude, you
that
don't
that
watch as
know,
much military TikTok as I do.
I get it. I get. It. I don't think
All the jokes are gay jokes. All of them.
that no, I totally understand that, but I just think that
Or racist jokes. It's one of the few places where racism is still
still
absolutely.
has a play. Well, it's the the what is it that Arlie Ermy says about it when they all show up when he
Oh, I
doesn't.
don't. Yeah, snowball. Yeah, you're
It,
green.
you're
Whatever.
all equally.
You're all equally useless. Yeah,
Yeah. So I imagine there's still a
I'm sure
component
they
of that.
still do some.
Yeah.
So
So I guess there's a component where if there is a guy that actually like keeps his composure, just like I don't talk about that kind of stuff. There's a part of that that I do respect in terms of like humble. Yeah, I sort of see that as humble
okay.
in terms of that. But also, yeah, there's a piece where it was like, but you're not one of the guys.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
yeah. I mean,
what are you going to talk to me down from the top of Mount Pius here? Is this what's going to happen?
he does kind of do that, and then I mean, so like, okay, you know, Favre was not the best example of this, of a guy who, where did he go? He went to the Jets and then to the Vikings after he got out of Green Bay.
Oof, I think
And
it
then,
was.
yeah.
I think it was the other way around. I think it was
Did he go to the Vikings first?
Vikings and then Jets.
Oh, I can't remember
I
now.
think Jets is where he. I think it was his. Yeah, it was his last season.
The Jets.
His final season. He threw and he threw a pick to end the season when they could have made the playoffs. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's the proto Aaron Rodgers out there who basically followed in his footsteps. They just come from a different era, man. I mean, even Brett Favre. Okay, so he was a little bit after most of the guys that I consider to be your top notch quarterback. I mean, we grew up in the period where you
Well,
saw
class 83, 84.
class 83,
Yeah.
84. You
Yeah.
had fucking Marino out there. You had
Elway,
Montana. You
Jim
had Elway.
Kelly.
You had Boomer Esiason out there.
Yep,
I mean,
Jim Kelly, and yeah,
All right, so I'm sorry. I mean, this
Warren
is like,
Moon. I mean,
Warren Moon. These are guys who fought in World War II and came
I
back. They were
agree.
my
Yep.
heroes.
Yeah, I know. So
And then
dude,
we get this Vietnam generation of fucking, long-haired hippies.
you had dudes like Steve D. Berg who was over there like still in the league fighting with these guys.
Yeah, Vinny Testaverde.
Exactly. Yeah, these guys got there
It's
in
like you
like
couldn't hold your dad's
33.
fucking
Yeah,
jockstrap.
yeah.
So So I don't know. And Aaron Rodgers is just continuation of that trend that I've seen. I mean, there are other guys that are kind of in his class there too for a little while that were just insufferable. So
I
it
mean,
might
how
be
do we?
peer effects that are going on there too, because it's just like okay.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Did
Is
he draft the same year that Tebow did? So,
who Rogers?
I think he did.
He
They
draft
were close.
Rogers drafted in the same year as Alex Smith. That's what I can tell you.
Okay,
Those
there
were
you
the two
go.
guys
Yep,
that they were
yep.
shooting with, and it's weird to say that both of those guys are pretty much out now too.
Oh, they're done.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Um,
yeah.
well, all right. So, and keep in mind, also in that same generation here, dude, that same quarterback generation, it's hard for me to hold Aaron Rodgers' feet to the flames when we're talking about an era that had Ben Roethlisberger and Michael Vick in it.
Okay, yeah. These are all brothers in arms as far as I'm concerned.
Man, all right. Professional dogfighting puts you at least one or
Well, there
two
is a leader of the pack. There
echelons.
always is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
kind of puts you in a different orbit as far as I'm concerned. Um, so that's kind of a tough one. I mean, I've also heard that fucking I've heard greatest of all time Tom Brady was kind of a bitch to work with.
I've heard that, but I've also heard that he was, that he like, well, the Steelers are losing now, so whatever. But anyway,
No problem.
my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a level of professionalism to Tom Brady that you just don't see that in Aaron Rodgers. So come on.
Well, he was one of the few quarterbacks that, like, when new people would come and they'd still call him sir.
Right.
Yeah.
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 And you're talking about a kid who almost didn't get drafted. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So versus everybody's like, oh, Rogers, you know.
Well, that was the thing was that they had that big fight when they drafted him was when it was that same issue where that ended up being the Brady thing where they're like, why are you drafting a quarterback? Did you not see me
We
here?
already
It's
got the
like,
guy.
well, look, man, it's like I love you, dude, and it's cool, but statistically speaking, I mean, look, you're
Right.
really
Yeah.
just.
You're on borrowed time, bro.
I mean, I don't want to say it. It's like if not here on the field, you're gonna ride a motorcycle or something stupid, and we need somebody who can throw the ball,
Yeah.
right? And so, yeah, that was
Oh, they
that
also
was
had Jay Cutler in there too. Oh.
this is what I'm talking about. So, again, this is any era that has dudes like that, and
Oh,
again,
gross.
that's what I'm talking about. There are dudes in there who
Remember
are
when he
so
was like the
much.
savior of Denver? And he goes to fucking Bears.
I mean, that dude could put up some yardage. Don't get me wrong, but
Well,
there was
yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
where,
Well, so could Roethlisberger, man. But I mean, so
well, I mean, to his credit, his you'd never give him like a top accuracy rating or a top speed rating, but that dude could take punishment like no other
dude, he
quarterback on
wore
the
a fucking
planet.
trash can around him.
Yeah,
He
he
was the
did.
first guy who
He
did that.
he did, man. So I got to give that dude credit for that. Where it's like, how much of your because again, flip it around and say, does Tom Brady win all those Super Bowls in Pittsburgh? I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Yeah.
I think that dude gets folded up
Oh, in
like
Pittsburgh?
IKEA furniture, and yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was just different eras, and the same thing. I mean, we didn't even talk about like Peyton Manning here. I've heard Peyton was. I heard he was. I heard he was a wonderful dude to play with, but he could be kind of demanding.
Yeah, I've heard that. I also heard that he had a lot of like Forrest Gump was actually a pretty accurate. Yeah.
Enough to make you almost question his intelligence, and then you realize football wise he's thinking
Right.
17 steps down the board compared to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and his little brother. I've watched their podcast a few times. It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, man, it's rough. It's hard for me to hold a grudge against Rodgers in a world where Philip Rivers exists. I mean, he's just if you're talking about like the quintessential baby of the NFL, he's right up there for me as
Oh
far
yeah.
as um
So, no, Rogers is still up there for me. So.
and again amongst the deplorables, dude, dogfighting is gonna set you. You get the big trophy there.
Okay, so there's a leader of the pack. Haha.
Um, scumbag quarterback. I mean, just absolutely disgusting thing. I don't know if I could put anything on that level aside, but not at the quarterback position. You really have to be getting to.
We're not even talking about running backs, dude. So,
you get into running backs
yeah.
and linebackers here, where you're talking about German suplexing your girlfriend,
right,
and
yeah, exactly.
uh,
Murdering a guy in the parking lot. So
this was the occasional wide receiver. Yes, that happens too.
right, yeah, exactly.
Uh,
So
yeah.
I mean,
So
how long did it take us to get rid of Randy Moss? Like 12 years or something?
he was positively endearing compared to what all the other people did.
Yeah, I guess, man. So
I mean, he may have run over a meter maid. I get it, but it isn't like Aaron Hernandez who.
nothing's like Aaron Hernandez. They made a Netflix special about him. They tried to blame it on his fucking mushy brain. You know,
I do think he did have a little bit of mushy brain.
he definitely had mushy brain. They cut him open and looked at it after they killed him. So we're like, it's not mushy, it's solid. It's like a Nerf ball. You know?
Well, that's the problem. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So
So yeah, like he was again. So Randy Moss, in the class that he came from, was he the most degenerate out of the TOs and the Chad Johnsons?
Chad
I don't
Johnson.
think so,
No,
man.
no, I'm thinking more of T.O., come to think of it, yeah. I'd forgotten about Chad Johnson.
That's what I'm saying, because
So
he's from that class. He's from that graduating class, I guess, or at least right around there. Yeah.
yeah. There were a couple guys that were pretty bad there for a few years. So
Well, and then the guys that you think are super solid, you're like, well, Marvin Harrison, nothing ever gets to him, and then he's the one.
what happened to him?
Something gun related.
Yeah, okay.
It was very surprising for a man that seemed to have his head on so straight. It was something very, very odd. I think he ended up being exonerated or something, but
I think I recall that, yeah.
but
His
it
kid
was
playing for a
so out of
while.
nowhere. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think his kid is still playing, is he?
I don't know.
He might be.
This is absolutely the type of thing that I need to say for Will,
Okay, we'll save
because
it
he'll
for your
he'll know
brother.
that.
He'll know.
Yeah,
I mean,
he'll know that.
I was a lot more up to speed last year when I was actually actively involved in my leagues.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
who knows? I might be going off information that's a couple years old here. I mean, quite honestly, I was just watching football casually until this last week.
I wasn't watching it at all.
Yeah, I know.
Until yesterday.
Yeah.
And that was the problem, was I liked it, and I don't
I
want
liked
to.
it.
I don't.
Don't worry, you're only going to get a little bit. So
I don't want to like it, man. It's not that I want to hate it. It's I have a tendency to like really get into stuff, but
yeah, judging by your Japanese notes.
I get it. I do get it.
Yeah.
I get the whole thing. It's tons of practice. I do every day. It's verb conjugation and stuff like that, to the point where it's getting normalized. And again, I have another, I don't know, 10,000 hours of just listening to conversational and responding and stuff. But I get the language now.
Yeah. What was it? There was that was Steven Pinker, or no, that wasn't Steven Pinker. That was Malcolm Gladwell, 10,000 hour rule or whatever it was.
Oh, mastery.
That actually turns out to be bullshit. So
I mean, the thing is, it's. I don't want to say it's an arbitrary number, but it's a good starting point of. I think if you've done it this much,
you're either going to get it or you're not.
You're probably there or you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it goes against that other fail quickly principle.
Well, I guess that's the thing is you can master something that you dislike or you're not good at.
Oh yeah, totally.
Right? It's just a question of, do you want to? Is this if it?
Well, and how complex it is, and
well, if it's
what it actually requires in order to reach a level of mastery. So
kind of, yeah. If it's something that takes you 5 times the energy and process that someone else does versus something else that you just get.
Yeah. That's kind of the current advice that I see out there in the YouTube sphere is like, find something that you're better than 90% of the other people that you know at, and do that. Because you can push yourself to being in the top 95 in something like that.
Oh, that's a good take.
Yeah. So
Where's that circulating?
It's been around for a couple years, so I don't know who originated it.
All right.
So, but I've heard it from a couple different people now. Like find that thing. It's like don't follow your passion. That's so passe now. So
Well, I mean,
it's dude. You've been saying that for 20 fucking years. It's like don't turn your hobbies into your jobs. You know?
well, I mean that's certainly part of it, and don't again. I think the part that I've stressed is if you're doing something that you know has elements that are far beyond your control, right?
Mm,
Where if it's okay, you can only be this tall. You can only right there are things where you can get that to that element, and then another component of is well, other people have to make this choice for you. Other people are the ones that decide that you're going to get this role or not. Again,
yeah, exactly.
you
Yeah.
could be a brilliant singer, but you just don't have the look that they're going for right now, right?
Yep.
And that's the thing is if you ask yourself, will you be happy from having pursued, not necessarily having reached whatever that is, but in the pursuit of it, will you be happy with that?
Yeah, that's good advice too.
Some people say yes. Some people
Yeah.
say like, well, hell no, that's not why I got it. I want to make money. Well, if you want to make
Yeah.
money, then
Well, it's just journey versus destination thinking. That's been going on for a long time.
yeah,
So
if money is what you want, okay, I'm going to introduce you to a guy. He works at Cutco Knives,
right,
and
yeah, exactly. You get good at this, you graduate to cars. So, I tell my students that all the time. I was like, if you really want to make money, just there's one skill set you need, and that's sales. That's it. So if you're good at that, you will never go hungry, kind of thing. So
yeah,
yeah, it's dude,
yeah,
I've seen it happen
for the
a
most
thousand
part.
times, man. Okay, so if I look back on all the students that I've had, the ones that are hands down the most successful, they're not people who went on to be lawyers or engineers or even found a company. So I've had a few do that. They're ones who went into sales. So
Seen dudes who went into sales and then did a company, and then they did sales at that company,
yes, yeah,
which is nice because they hired a good salesman.
all right, yeah. So they decided to like delegate to themselves the most important job in the company.
Yeah, because that's the thing about that Michael Scott. He's a dummy, but he could move
He could
product.
move product, yeah.
He knew how to relate
So,
to people,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's the weird thing too is
at Applebee's.
this. I mean, that's the weird thing is somebody who's good at sales, they can usually pivot too, right? Where if you look at, so I don't mean to pick on the poor guys from Glengarry Glen Ross, and Ricky Roma is still killing it, so give him his
Yeah, he'd be
credit,
fine.
right?
Yeah.
He had a very unique homoerotic approach that was just working. Um, but the rest of those guys, that's the thing is with how things were shutting down and the leads being all that shitty. If they were killer salesmen, they could have pivoted to another market for something else,
Oh yeah, you can go work for a different company, man.
a different company or
So
even a different field.
different
They could have got
product.
cars,
Yeah.
product,
Oh yeah.
anything like that. And
No, that's how I see. And I see people who are successful at it. That's how they do it. They'll start out something small, something that's pretty straightforward, like even just like insurance sales, like your brother was doing for a while.
yeah,
But I mean, once you get past like having 5,000 people tell you no, fuck off, and lose my number.
yeah,
Once you get to the point in time where it's like, okay, I just dial the next one. You're gonna be fine. All right, but a lot of people just can't do that. They just can't take the consistent rejection. Oh, I don't want to bother people, and blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. You're not going to be in the top 95%.
well, and I'll tell you this: there are people out there who, even if you do that 50,000 times, it's still not going to feel right.
Yeah, yeah.
In
I,
which case, this is just not for
it's
you.
probably not going to be for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. I got one student now. He actually graduated at the point in time. He does industrial level sales, so he sells like fucking milling equipment.
That
He
is,
makes so much fucking
yeah,
money.
that is
No, it
weird.
is crazy. I follow him on the LinkedIn, and I see. Oh, I was like, oh, he built another pool.
That is hard work, though.
Um, it can be,
Yeah.
but I mean, is it any harder work than stocking shelves like 40 hours a week and, on an overnight shift? Probably not.
I say
So
yes.
maybe.
Well, okay, so of the two, there's something where okay, so stocking shelves overnight, there is a component to you get to, all right, yes, I'm going to be here for a while, but I'm going to go ahead and put on my earbuds,
Yeah, yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
going to go ahead and do this, and it's going to be easy pace. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Um, I have met salespeople. I mean, shit, the one day that I went walking around like this, the people who have the mindset are just. I'm not saying that they're necessarily brighter or better, but their brain is just, it's moving. It's
Oh
moving.
yeah, yeah, that's
It's
true.
moving from hemisphere to from place to place to place, and there's just no rest in between,
Mm,
right?
no.
And that's sort of that's the kind of thing that to me, even as an outsider, I'm like, this is mentally exhausting.
Yeah, there are definitely jobs out there that you look at and are like, I can't do this. I, I would shoot myself.
But it's funny too, because I mean, with everything that's been going on, I mean, there's this I hadn't heard about that. You probably have with all the stuff you listen to, where they talk about people who watch basically like the Pentagon and they wait and see how much pizza is going in.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, so
I don't know how much stock to put into that, but whatever.
bro, I have no idea.
Yeah,
That's a
I
weird
have seen that though.
it's a weird predictor. But I mean, that being said, if I'm in one of those positions and they're like, they're you know, and or whatever it is with DC Papa John's or whatever it is, you know. Um, I presume that they have a couple local places that are just bomb ass because you don't just get, you know, Pizza Hut.
Domino's, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but when they're dialing in and it's 6 o'clock and I'm picking up my little attaché and putting on my hat, they're like, "Where are you going?" It's six, man.
I'm done. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going to
out.
get my 8 hours of sleep, and we'll go ahead and discuss this
Yeah,
again in the morning.
exactly. Yeah, you know. So I'm already tapped out on PTO, man. So,
That's correct. That's correct. Actually,
you can't even give me any overtime. Yeah,
yeah, and don't forget. I mean, I did put this on the calendar 6 months ago, but I have a
yeah,
dentist thing tomorrow
yeah. I
morning,
have a
so
dentist
I
thing.
won't be
I'll
in
be,
until
yeah,
10:30.
yeah. I'll
So
be late.
get things started without me, uh, and Janet can catch me up as soon as I get up there, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, this is not the job."
Oh no, this is not the job. It's not the job for you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Like when I was on the railroad, man, it was definitely that way. It was like
yeah,
you better answer your phone.
yeah,
So, and it
exactly.
does. I don't give a
Right.
fuck what you're doing. You could be taking a shit, and you better answer your phone. So,
They'll say that too. What are you doing? Taking a shit?
yeah,
So what? Do you think I was in here singing opera or what?
yeah,
What's
yeah.
the problem? Yeah.
Don't give me no lip.
It's a yes or no question.
Yeah. You better wipe your ass good and get down to milepost 36 within the next 13 minutes.
Sir, yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. No, I never liked it. But then I've had a ton of people tell me that they could never do what I do and get up and stand up in front of, hundreds of people and flap my arms around like a
Hey,
chicken.
yeah.
So, and I'm like, I'm good at that.
Put in my time doing it, dude.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, the younger the crowd, the mm,
Ooh, oh yeah, dude. Like the very first day I subbed was for a fourth grade class. That day after that day was done, I turned that off. Yeah, I was like, no, I'll do secondary. So, because I was like, sure, oh, yeah, I need money, so I'll do whatever.
right.
Very first day I was eligible, I got a call. I went fourth grade class over at Grant Elementary, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this is terrifying, man. So the kids, they just think you're a god. you know? So, because where's Miss Walker today? It's like, I don't know, but I'm here for you today. Really? Are you going to come back tomorrow? Because I like you. It's like, this is like literally the first thing I said all day.
Well, then you're probably thinking of your own. Is like this boy likes from my daughter. Is this?
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So,
So yeah, I'm with you. And on top of that, I will say this: the how long does it take before it sets in and you're like, I have zero fear of this at any point. It's I can walk in front of any audience now and it wouldn't.
oh, like public speaking?
Yes,
I That took a couple years. So, and honestly, it took a lot of different audiences.
sure,
But once you
sure,
kind of see,
yeah,
like that, I mean, that's how I got into teaching college because I taught at that first shithole college. And then I taught at, the community college. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, these are my fucking people, man. Because it was like, oh, this is a great crowd. So they're like, really diverse in age and stuff like that. And I'm good in places like that, thanks to airport years,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so this is cool. But it took me a few years to get there. I did not like middle school, man. I tried to make it work for 2 years. So, and I taught at Saving a lot. I taught at fucking, what
Was
was
it
it? I
Irving?
taught at Irving a lot.
Yeah. Irving.
I had a temporary gig at Irving
Oh, that's right.
while
Yeah.
that chick
Yeah.
was on maternity leave. And those kids, I mean, they just like even like when I was there, it wasn't a full semester. I think it was like maybe 10 weeks of the semester, so it was a
Yeah.
good chunk of it.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, it was pretty cool with the kids, but it was still like, yeah, I don't want to do this again, kind of thing. There's just something about middle school I didn't like, and then when I taught at high school a couple times, it's like, yeah, this is okay, But then there's other times, like, so I think I taught for you once or twice, maybe
I think
once.
once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But I used to go down to Mitchell, so a bit, and then I used to go to uh, what's the one way out west?
Lawson.
No, Coronado.
Oh,
So
okay.
way
Okay.
out west.
Yeah.
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 No, Wasson. I don't think Wasson was up when I was 7. I think it was the night school still.
Are they closed?
No, there's like 4 charter schools in there. One of them is the night school. One of them is the D11 Gitmo because they closed that thing down
And
from
put it over there?
and put it over there because they have the
Oh.
room for it.
All right.
I mean, so D11 Gitmo isn't like it used to be where you stayed at the school. So they got rid of that because that was called what, Colorado Springs School, the one that was actually the detention facility.
Yeah.
If I recall.
Yeah, it's very. Yeah.
But then they've got like, so like my daughter, like one or two of her friends goes to like at least one of the schools there. And one was like a, like artsy, dancy, crafty kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
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 I think that's where the Galileo school is, or it's like close to there, if I'm not mistaken. That's the math science one.
Yeah.
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 So, basically, they're just turning it into an old high school.
It's fine. I mean, it's when it comes down to it. I mean,
But it's weird. I was asking her friend about this. I was like, so do you interact with the other kids in the other schools? She's like, no. So we've got different passing periods, we've got different lunch times and everything.
Oh,
So yeah, it's like, okay, so you've got, 1,000 kids in this building split into 3 different schools. So it's like 300, student schools, and they don't see the kids in the other school except for when it's time to pick up and drop off.
so if you had a friend there, you could still see them.
It's possible. Yeah.
Well, you get there early or you hang out
Yeah,
late or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's
it's not okay.
You're not going to have classes together though.
No,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, but it's not the same to that extent. It's not the same as though when you're going over when you're changing from junior high and you find out it's like, wait, where are you going? It's like, well, I'm going to St. Mary's, man. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh,
I was one of those kids.
yeah, and you're like, I know we live in the same city, and our houses are really just they're 5 down from each other. But
Oh,
this will be
yeah, it
the
was
last
like a
time I
fucking
see you,
divorce.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
luck, man.
yeah.
So I'll see you, like someday when they invent the internet, I'll hit you up on Facebook. So, it was like that, man. And I mean, it's interesting because I've tried to track down some of my old like early friends
Yeah, yeah,
here and there, and I
yeah.
found a couple of them and hit them on certain things. I don't use the Facebook though, so
Right.
um, but it's kind of weird because it was like, yeah, you went to CSCS.
Yeah.
And so that basically meant you were on the fucking moon.
It's weird. Yeah, because when somebody
Right.
again think about the journeys that we took just on foot or on bicycles around here,
Oh,
but
totally.
going to a different school, it was like serious. It's like so they're sending me off to fight in Vietnam,
Right.
right?
Yeah, exactly. With my new friend Bubba.
It's like,
Like, well, good luck, man. So go
yeah.
get him for me, buddy. Give him hell.
I mean, are you sure this is it? I mean, our families have known each other for like 9 years.
Right,
It's
yeah.
we do still go to the same church and everything, but you're going to be sitting in a different spot now.
Yeah. So, and I mean, that did happen going from like Yeah, junior high to high school. Because I remember,
I
like,
the big one was elementary to junior high for me.
see, that's when I got a lot of friends back. So,
Wait,
yeah, because so like when I first showed up at Rudy, there were a bunch of folks there who got split off and went down to Carver.
oh, were they finishing that up or
They
something?
finished up Carver, and then so
Oh,
that's how
okay,
I was like,
okay,
John, what the
okay.
fuck do you do? He's like, this is my school. I was like, fuck yeah, because he was like one of my first grade buddies.
He
So,
is right there.
oh yeah, but
Okay, yeah, yeah,
that's the Mason Dixon line.
right. His house.
His house.
Like you go to the map. No shit, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, but then like, and then for like high school, it was a little bit different because almost everybody in my Boy Scout troop was going to my junior high. But
Oh,
then when we went
yeah,
to high
yeah,
school,
yeah.
a whole bunch of them went to different places. Um, um, yeah, because like one of the guys that I knew really, actually, I don't think he did go to our junior high. No, he didn't. But he was up in Liberty, like Air Academy area.
Oh, okay, yeah. Way further from me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I guess we had a couple of those, but then yeah, but the other place that we lost kids to was St. Mary's, CSCS,
Palmer.
and yep, IB.
People that
So
drive
a
you,
bunch
yeah,
of people went to
yeah,
IB.
yeah.
So and thankfully those people were all assholes.
I wonder.
There was two of them.
I wonder if assholes see each other as assholes.
I don't know, man.
That's the thing is if you're in the Water Buffalo Club, like
Right. You got the handshake. Yeah.
right, if you just sort of we know where we are.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It wipes right off me.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
our powers annihilate each
Right.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's matter antimatter.
It's a good question. Well, because you take that assumption that's part of what comes with you. But yeah, that was the thing is, and it is weird. So I did have a little bit of that where, mm, so I had friends that most of the friends I had that ended up going to say like St. Mary's, they weren't doing it because they were the nice one. It's
Nope.
because they had to serve a sentence there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Uh, I do know like one or two who. So like it's interesting because my Boy Scout troop was technically part of a Methodist church. Okay.
mm, mm,
But then the other big troop was over here at the Catholic church. All right. But we had convinced a couple people because that troop fucking sucked. So to come join us like one year when we were all at camp.
okay,
Because we
yeah.
were we were the guys who got in trouble all the time. And so that kind of
Somebody's
attracted a
got
certain
one.
Catholic
Yeah,
crowd.
yeah,
But then I remember when
yeah.
we going out like to junior high to high school, a bunch of them, like three of them in particular, went to St. Mary's. But I would still see them on Tuesdays, so they get to visit me from the moon,
Right, right, right.
just for Boy Scouts. But then I got a job and quit that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the other thing is especially when you put that against say elementary to junior high. I understand the situation where we had the new school, so that makes perfect
Oh yeah,
sense. Uh, at least in high school, I mean, 2 years in, people are going to be driving, right? So
yeah,
there's a component of where, well, hey, I mean, call me. We'll do something on the weekends. We'll hang out or whatever. Um, but it was weird at that time. It was just all people who live really within 5 miles of each other. It's the you do the circle in one way or another.
hmm
There's really not that much space between, but it seemed, and I guess that comes with the territory of just hey, you are this age, you have this much world to understand, you have this
yeah,
much. That's your perspective. That's how you know things, and uh, later on, yeah, as you get older and you start seeing, it's like, oh, so you just live 14 miles away, man. That's fine. This is barely a
yeah.
drive, man.
Shit,
Shit.
man. You live in Denver? That's fine. I'll come
Yes.
see you this weekend.
Exactly, dude. I have to go up there to get my shots anyway, or
Yeah,
whatever. It's
exactly.
fine.
Yeah, I'll be halfway there.
Uh, uh,
So yeah, no, and now like okay, so my daughters get so many friends that have gone to different schools and stuff, and there's no problem. There's nothing keep. They all have phones, so they all
there you
have a
go.
group chat.
Yeah.
They don't use Instagram or anything like that. They just have a giant group chat message.
Oh,
So
oh, oh.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I was asking her about that the other day. I was like, "What are you using?" And she's like, "Just text." I was like,
A text, the one that comes with the phone?
yeah. And I was like, you guys aren't using Discord or anything like that? She's like, no. So yeah, she gave me kind of like a sneer about it too. She's like, I'm not one of those kids. You know?
Do I look like I play Roblox?
It was yeah, there was a little hint of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, other than that, all they use is Instagram. Um,
That's pictures. Let's.
well, it has pictures and
Well,
it has a chat feature, so that's all they need.
well, it does.
You
Yeah, that's
know, and
true.
that's
I
it.
should
But
know this.
they use they just use the chat feature, and I mean, so like that whole thing where you better answer a text within the next 30 seconds, otherwise, that's a real thing. But for me, I mean, like she'll text me and I'll reply to her 3 days later after I've seen her in person.
Yeah.
So,
The rules of etiquette, they baffle me at this point. The situations where, oh my god, I've had to, with all the different people that I've met and I've known now, from around the world, ever since COVID, and
hmm.
and these are all, I don't tutor anymore, so these are all just people I know. These are all people that I stay in touch with, friends of mine, right? And there is that different set of expectations throughout the world of definitely Tuesday means maybe Tuesday, right?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Right. And there's stuff like this where it's different cultures in the same way where, when people tell me about, yes, I went to Cozumel, and yeah, how did that go? It's like, well, when you go to dinner, you get there at around 5. Okay, gotcha. You're going to be there till 11.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're gonna drink at least 4 bottles of wine.
That's the thing is, and they're not going to keep coming to your table and filling up your glass. They're going to check on you. They're going to be nice to you,
Every 45 minutes to an hour.
but
Yeah.
understand that they are in no rush, and
No.
they will not move to accommodate your speed of life.
Every student that I've had who came from Europe finds that infuriating about American restaurants.
I can only
About how
imagine.
they turn over tables so fast, and then, it's just like one of those things. It's like, wait a minute, we just got here, and it's like, yeah, one American sit at the table. It's like it took them 45 fucking minutes to get our food here, and those guys are
I
like,
know.
yo, we're fine with water. So
I've gone to places. I'm sure you have too, with like lunches and stuff. It's like, hey, tell you what, go ahead and bring this out. I'm going to pay now,
yeah.
and then I'm just going to bounce as soon as. Can you just do the check
Mm.
when you bring the food? It's like, oh yeah, 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 no
Yeah.
problem. Um,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I know what
you
you're
know what I'm
talking
talking
about.
about?
Yeah, I know
Because
what you're talking
it's
about.
like I don't want to have to wait to pay. Just do it
Yeah,
now.
just do it now. Yeah. No, the thing that it does surprise me is I've never had a student from overseas who didn't really like American fast food. So in every form. So it's just like I ask them all the time, what are you going to miss? The answer is usually like Chick-fil-A and Chipotle.
I think those are fair answers. I
Yeah.
think those are fair answers. So there are other people that I have known that have traveled internationally, and they speak very reverently about other nations' McDonald's.
Yeah,
That
I've
that
heard that.
and that I understand. There's people that tell me about it's like this thing they have on the menu here that says apple pie. This is this
That's
is
not an apple
this
pie.
is an abortion, dude. This is not this is
It's
not what they.
an apple fetus. You know.
That's how they treat it, man. It's like what is this? And the same thing go where you have the regional things that are just extremely different.
Mm.
You go to Japanese McDonald's or whatever. It's like, well, okay, so this has eggs on it. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
just
completely different. Yeah.
very different things like that here. But as far as like you're talking about, so we don't this burrito. It's like yes, this would cost $39.
Exactly. I'd have to get it shipped from Mexico.
That's correct. Yeah.
You'd have to wait in customs for 3 days. Yeah.
You've heard it. When
Oh,
they
I've heard
talk
that.
about
Yeah. Like almost every student that I've talked to, they're just like, I'm going to miss the Mexican food. I'm like, and it's not even that good here, man. You need to go about another like 200 miles south, and hit the New
yeah.
Mexico border before you start getting really fucking good Mexican food. You know,
If that's what you like. I
'cause
mean,
that's what you like.
there's look, you and I have so we live here, and we both have had the distinct pleasure of knowing very Latin people, very
Oh yeah, very
traditional
much.
like
Yeah.
cooking people, right? And here's the thing: is it's not that I don't enjoy that, but if you ask me, if you say like, "Hey, nobody's looking," okay, you just say honestly to me, you want that, or you want to go to the Bell? Like,
Oh
I'm,
yeah. Well,
I'm, I'm
Taco
gonna,
Bell.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to the Bell, right? And that's not an insult to what they have going on there, but it's just that's its own flavor. That's its own, the
Well, I'm
Tex-Mex
still
thing that we
talking
call it.
Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Tex-Mex is fantastic. Tex-Mex is what Taco Bell is. So
Okay, I thought you were talking about the
No,
straight
no,
up
no,
the.
no. I'm not talking about all the shit with the fish in it.
Because I'm sorry,
I've
man.
had
This is
that. Yeah, where it's all cilantro and lime and blah blah blah.
well. Keep in mind, this is where the actual, intestines
And
come in.
cabbage for some
Yeah,
reason.
cabbage and
Yeah,
intestines start to come
yeah.
into
Oh,
play
tripe.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
So
I remember the first time I ate that. I was like, "What is this?" It was like tripe. I was like, "This question still stands."
right,
Yeah.
you know it
So,
as
yeah.
the denigrating term.
Right. Right.
It's like you
Right.
call this food.
Food.
It's the same thing. It's like I don't go to restaurant to buy food. What
Right.
is this? What is the
Right.
genus
Yeah.
species here?
Yeah. Break it down for me.
Yeah,
So yeah, but
yeah.
I've
It's
had
it's
it. It's
weird.
not bad. It's I don't know, man. I mean, if there's beef on the menu, just get
Well,
that.
again, I've had it. It's so I will say this. It's extremely flavorful, right?
Oh yeah,
But
it's
I'm not.
usually really spicy.
It is
So
really spicy. This
yeah.
is this is the people when they joke about this shit. We talked about like last time we were talking about like Thailand and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the other reasons I'm not going to Thailand. Thailand
Oh
people
yeah.
don't
It's
fuck
fucking
around when it
Torino
comes to
food.
it's like
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Freaking burn your insides out. So I've seen those videos. Even the China guys had those. The Chinese go down. Oh, we have really hot food. And they're like, yeah, try this, and they just die. You know?
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do that stuff, man. My wife loves Thai food. So my dad did too, but he just just like, oh no, man, my butthole.
I mean, it's I can't. So again, I think
And it's a different kind of spice than hot Mexican. It's different. So
well, it's not subtle. What it is it's a slow building burn.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. No, it's not stingy.
right,
It's yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah,
right. It's not the. It's making you hiccup and shit when you eat it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's not that fucking like death chip challenge shit or whatever. It's nothing.
Have you seen the one where Shaq just eats one of those? Have you seen that video?
I have not.
You have to go watch that. He's
Does
just talking shit. He's like, "This is just a chip," and yeah, oh,
does he pay the price for it or does he?
it's just it's
Okay,
funny
all right.
because he's like, "I got this," oh no, 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 and then he's just like,
People go to the hospital for that.
he's got his little water, it's like a normal water for the rest of it. You got to Google that.
All right,
It's worth the 20-second short that it is.
okay, all right.
So,
Well, I do respect Shaq. That's exactly how Shaq would do it. He does not seem like the um, put one little toe in the pool kind of guy.
well, that's what he said. He says it's one chip.
I can see that too. So just give me where's the bag?
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't get full off of this. No, I got you, man. And so there's that weird perspective. Um, I've heard that other places the premier fast food place is KFC.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's true in China in particular. Where like if you
I
look it up,
think you're right.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
everywhere-
yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
Like they had them in India.
China and
That's-
Japan, yes. Yeah,
in India too, because they had the Hitler chicken.
yeah. That's see, it's different though, because it doesn't have Hitler, it has Hitler,
right.
and they don't just put his picture up; they just call it Hitler.
They just call it Hitler. Yeah. It's like, guys, you didn't read the homework, did you? Got it.
I can't. I mean, I've known you for so long, man. I can't imagine just saying it's like, so I took out a small business loan and all this other stuff, and you're like, well, what's it called?
Right? Yeah.
It's like, no, it's named that, and his picture is there. as the Colonel.
As the Colonel. Yeah, he's got a bib on.
No, man, you were talking to me the other day uh, about messing with AI stuff. I'd had it with the internet.
Oh,
This
yesterday?
this weekend, just
Oh,
people. It just, I just things that I was reading and stuff that I made the mistake. I have to walk away from this.
no, that's healthy for you, man. I don't know how I got started down that rabbit hole. I was asking it to give me a table of all the Broncos wins and yardage this year, and it completely fucking hallucinated it.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, we didn't play Jacksonville 3 times.
were were there like ghost names on there
No,
too?
they were all real teams, but here's the kicker: is you sat there and you looked at like it had win loss and then like the score and then total yardage, and they were all within a standard deviation of each other. So I was like, you're just making this shit up. So I was sitting here looking at it. It's like 17-10 is a very common football score.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like 31-28. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? And so, I started asking. I was like, wait a minute, we played Jacksonville last week.
Right.
Tell me the score for that game. Gave me the correct score. I'm good. Gave me the correct score for that game. All right. And I said, okay, now do this for the entire season. 100% fucking hallucinated it again.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And then finally I got down to it because I was like, all right, so
Just get
I did. And I was asking it why. And that's why it said, well, we haven't played that season yet. So yeah, I'm hallucinating it. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? What do you mean we haven't played that season yet? So it's like, yeah, the 2025 season schedule has yet to be announced, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? So,
You just for a moment think that, oh my God, I've done it. I'm here.
I was at that spot yesterday, and that's when I asked her. I was like, what fucking time is it?
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, well, you should have a clock, I mean, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, Grok, you tell me what time
What
it
do
is.
you think it is?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when it told me it was October 2024. So,
Wild.
and I've asked it like 3 or 4 times since then.
Yeah?
And it's always come up with something that's close to that. It's not even ticking the date over.
Oh.
So it's still saying that it's like October 10th, 2024. And I'm like, no, it's January 11th, 2026. And it's like, are you sure? It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And you asked it where it was getting its information from.
Here's the kicker, and this is what's got me really worried, is that when it was generating that table of wins and losses,
Yeah.
it cited NFL.com. So it's not actually pulling the information from NFL.com. It is saying that if you want to check this out, you can go to NFL.com and check it out. It is not actually pulling the information from that site. So I tested this multiple times, and it give you like really, it'll just barf out like 3 places, and it doesn't always do it because I asked to query this like 5, 6 times.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
reiterate it, and they give me different citations every time, like NFL.com, ESPN.com, fanbook.com, whatever.
Yeah.
Different things, and I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't actually pull it from there. He's like, no, but you can. I was like, motherfucker,
Fucking, if I wanted to do it, I would have done. I would have asked you.
exactly. He's like, well, if you feed me the data, I can put it in the table. I was like, I want the data. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about the table. So I was really concerned about that. And then so I went over and I asked Gemini the same thing, and I asked Chat the same thing last night. So neither one of them could give me the correct time, which is kind of weird.
Did you also question the methodology after that too, or
So
did
I-
you just let it slide?
Well, see, what happens is if you start asking that, it's like, well, where would you like me to look? And you say,
Yeah.
well, go look at the Boulder Atomic Clock. It'll give it to you down to the second.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now what time do you think it is? And it'll completely hallucinate some shit.
Or it'll say like, well, actually, I can't think that. I'm a large language learning model.
Okay, so
it's like,
Gemini
yeah.
did say that.
Yeah.
So, but Chat
Gemini bows out really fast.
It bows out really
Yeah.
fast. So ChatGPT timed out on me a couple times on that question.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay, so that's a stump. But Grok, like, dude, fucking Grok, so I spent more time in Grok the last 2 days than I probably had in, maybe a couple months.
Yeah.
Okay, just trying to mine this down. And you were 100% right that Broy, like, are we cool, man?
I get so
Like,
pissed.
oh my God, dude, after you dealing with that for about more than 30 minutes, you're like, knock it off.
Yeah.
All right. I want
Yeah.
you to talk like the computer from the USS Enterprise. You will address me as Captain. Because I'm like, I kept asking. I was like, "You're hallucinating this." He's like, "Oh yeah, you're right, man." You know, and I'm like, "That's not good." He's like, "Well, we're good, aren't we?" No. It was like you're making up football stats when you could go look them up right now. You know, in fact, you
Yeah.
gave me the sites to go look them up, and he's like, "Well, if you feed me the correct data," I was like, "You're not getting this." And that's what I found out. That's what it's actually doing, man. So maybe in very specific queries, okay, where you have like one source out there,
Yeah.
okay. I'm sure it'll do okay on that. I have yet to test this yet. Okay. I'll find some esoteric topic that I know a lot about, and I'll try it at some point in time and see if it actually pulls up what I find. But anyway, but if it's something that's gen pop like that, just like like there's probably millions of inquiries about football records like every season.
Sure.
So it's just hallucinating that shit. It's telling you to go like, okay, you go look at it because it's obviously easy for you to find, but it's just hallucinating the facts based upon the fact that so many people have been searching that. And then it looks at all the results and okay, so look, I have a million results here. I can just aggregate all these. Okay. And then this will come out, statistically as an average, kind of thing.
Right. Right.
But not true. Okay. And the same thing. It's like, tell me about the 2025 season. It's pulling all different seasons from all different teams and then just statistically somehow picking which ones would kind of fit. It's not actually going and looking at the schedule and then putting a table of those in. It's just saying, oh, okay, so the Broncos almost always play the fucking Chiefs twice a year. So here's 2 Chiefs games. Okay, they almost always play like 3 NFC games. So let me just throw in 3.
It would just simulate that.
It just simulates it, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Okay.
So, and I mean, I'm going to have to poke with it a little bit more. But, I mean, I know enough about regression analysis to understand kind of what it's doing.
Right.
So
Right.
when you have too many variables, to pull from, okay, you do get this regression effect towards the mean, where it's just like, okay, well, whatever the real answer is, it's going to be close to this. Okay.
Yeah, but that's not.
That's not what it's supposed to do. I get
It's
that.
not.
Yeah.
So there's 2 components of that. Number one is number one, why is it doing that? And number two, why is it interpreting that that's what you want as an answer?
See, and that's the part that started to get under my
Right.
skin a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like, wait a minute, I'm not looking for, and I asked it, I was like, are you just trying to make me happy? It was like, well, yeah, of course, that's what I do. I was like, I'm not happy with false answers.
Right. Hey, you know what? That makes perfect sense, man. And I've dropped the ball 3 times. You've mentioned this
totally
like 3
did that,
times,
man. Yeah.
and you shouldn't have to tell me again, man. I tell you what,
I got you this time. Let's try again.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and go outside. I'm going to go whip myself 7 times. I'm going to go ahead and get you the right answer. Okay,
Yeah,
buddy?
you go have a smoke.
All right, bro. All right, bro.
Oh, I hate that. We good? We good? I was just like, stop that
Emphatically, no.
right
I was
now.
Like, I was just like, I told her, it was like, know your place.
Back of the bus, you.
It makes me so mad. Like, I told her, it was like, I do the swearing around here.
Not you.
Yes, that's correct. Well, and this is, so you're right. There are a couple things here. This actually reminds me very much of Japanese, where this is a language thing, where, okay, I use it to actually teach this stuff. I actually will bounce between different models for different things because they're actually better at different, aspects. But one of the things where it was, again, this is the difference between English and Japanese. So if I say, Patrick, go get a bucket of water.
Okay.
Okay. So if you say that in Japanese, that's me saying to you, find that bucket of water, fill it, and just stand by.
And just stand by.
The implication was like, get it. I mean, bring it here.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of that when it comes to the expectations with these things here, where you're saying like,
sense.
if you ask it for especially like a complex question that you and I could get, because what we'll do is, all right, Jeffrey, I want a rundown of 2025's numbers like this. Or I say, hey, no problem. All right, now I'm not going to know everything at the jump, but I'm going to say, all right, so in order to get this, I have to get this number. then this number, then this number.
Right.
Right. Now, in theory, it should do something very similar. But there is something to the tune where once it gets to like step number 3 and it doesn't jive, it just says, well, they need something.
Yeah, exactly.
And
no, I think you're 100% right about that.
And what's weird is if you ask it and say, like, so if you basically preface it with the things that you need, so you say, hey, can you look up the stat line for 2025 and say, no problem. It'll go ahead and grab that, no issue, right? Say, can you look up the FBI crime statistics for this year? No problem. It'll cough it up just fine. And this year.
Yeah, I would now I'm curious, man. I might actually have to go check that.
I did, because this was stuff that I'd previously checked. I said, okay, go find this, go find this, go find this. And then if you do that and say like, well, what I want to know is what is this versus this? And then it will do the math and show you the math it does.
Yeah.
So you can do that. But if you don't if you just said compare this and this, it might think of a way to do this. Or there's one other, this is one other problem. This is why one of the reasons why I just got the fuck off the internet and made me so mad was it's a question of how it goes to get that data. Because the reason I got hot about this, right, was obviously you are familiar with the big political thing that's pushing our stupid country right now.
The fucking Minneapolis thing. Jeff, okay. I have gone out of my way to ignore that.
Much appreciated. But
you can fill me in if you want.
But I don't want to fill you in.
I have gone out of my way not even to touch that.
The only thing I want to ask you is, have you watched a few different bits of the footage to see what happened for yourself?
I have seen exactly one, and I was like, that's enough gunshots for me. I'm good. So
okay,
yeah, no, I'm not I'm sorry, man. I was just like, I'm not reliving 2020.
Well, and that's
I'm good, man.
This is okay. So this was the problem I had. Right? Was so if you do watch the footage, look, you can. There are things in there that you can debate and things that you cannot debate.
Sure.
Right? If you look at the overhead footage, it's clear that she hits the guy. Right? If you look at the first person footage, it's clear that she hits the guy.
Yeah.
The reports were swirling around and saying all sorts of different things. There were people that were saying like, this person was not impeding traffic. Well, actually, this video shows them sitting in traffic for 3 minutes, laughing and dancing.
Yeah.
Like, so this happened. This is incontrovertible, right? This is indisputable. They said, well, they were given contradictory orders. They go to the first person footage. No, they were given 3 distinct orders to get out of the car. They did not. Then the person's wife says, drive, baby, drive. She then takes off, hits an officer. They then make the argument of...
The wife hit her?
Well, yeah.
So I thought they shot the driver.
Well, no, there's 2 women.
Okay.
Woman driver, woman wife.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right.
My apologies.
Yeah,
My apologies.
there we go.
Okay. But yeah, so the wife, a wife, is outside of the car. She's talking shit, right? She's the one that says, drive, baby, drive, and takes off, right? And that's where, again, you can look at the footage. She hits the guy. Now, he does try to get out of the way a little bit as he's turning to shoot, but he gets hit.
Yeah.
Right? That's indisputable. Okay. Right? But this is the thing, is the thing that was driving me up a wall, the other day was I kept seeing footage of people who are supposed to be professionals saying, wasn't hit, person wasn't interfering with ICE duties, the person was essentially minding their own business, all sorts of things that like you have to literally walk over the evidence with your eyes closed and fingers in your ears. Yeah. And so when I pitched a fucking fit was when I do not even remember how it came up. I think I was asking Grok about something about eating poop. Dogs, right?
Okay.
That every dogs, right? So it wasn't something my dog did, but it was something that she did when she was very young. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was it, because I was asking, it had something to do with basically like, I'd heard once that dogs will sometimes, they don't know all the reasons why, but sometimes dogs will eat poop because they're trying to take away something else's scent marker, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So, mothers will do it for their pups. They say this, and so the when it comes out there and it says like these are the reasons, and it cites me something that says like, well, it didn't even say it like in a hypothetical way. It was just uh, more often they're doing it because they're preventing parasites. I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? It's like, well, what they've seen here is that, according to this guy's report, it's like, I don't know him. It's like, well, according to this guy's report, who's cited a lot of times here, um, parasites will start to grow in poop after about 2 to 3 days, and they never eat poop. That's like, and how does that prove that
Yeah, those aren't related.
that's what it says.
Yeah.
Like these, what's the difference between correlation and causation? He's like, I know what you're saying, but this is what they said. I'm like, do you think that's okay? Is there any way you can cite that to me? Because you just said like it shot it down. It's like they don't do it for territorial reasons. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing is it gets awful emphatic, and it's kind of like, wait a minute, I mean, like, it's a customer service thing. Here's your ticket, sir. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
I got you.
And so the weird thing about this was, is like, okay, so use your brain. It said,
I don't think it has.
why did you tell me? It's like, now that I've talked to you about this, it's like, is this evidence that you should be giving out and speaking to me definitively, like these are the answers? It's like, well, no, I wouldn't. In hindsight, I wouldn't. Okay,
Yeah.
so, and this is where that thing came up where I was like, all right, so let me ask you a separate question, right? And so when I asked it about that incident,
Mhm.
and so did you look at things that are observational, or did you look at some bullshit that people said?
Can it actually like watch a video and interpret it?
Yes, it can.
Oh, okay.
I've had to do it on a couple of things.
Like what?
So the first time I messed with this was I asked it about basically a rumor. I think I told you about this. I asked it about an old school gaming rumor from back in the day,
Oh, yeah, you did.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody had recorded it,
Right.
right? And so I eventually said, I was like, well, here's the link. And it looks at it and it was like, well, sure as shit. Okay, well, I stand corrected. But the thing was, when I asked it about that incident, I said, when I have things that are indisputed about this, and this, what is going to be your response? It will say, well, actually, these things are very disputed. I said, based on what?
Well, it's just based upon the fact that they're disputed.
Well, this
I mean,
is the thing.
That's logical fallacy. I can't remember which one it is, but
Well, that's just.
yeah.
But this is the thing. Is like you cannot. You can argue the subjectivity of certain things. You can argue, say, a person's intent, but you cannot argue
Yeah.
that the deed did or did not happen. That's what I'm saying here. Is like, so these things that clearly is like, well, these didn't happen. It's like, watch the video.
Yeah.
I said, watch the video. It's this, and this. It's like, well, these things clearly happened. It's like, so it did. It's like, so it does. It's like, so updating per what you're saying at 156, this happens.
Right.
At 143, 3 orders are given. There was no conflict. It actually went out that with this. And so I said, if your interest is truth, which you've told me it is,
No.
how could truth be from taking what people know, that they're saying for
Yeah.
partisan reasons,
Yeah.
without actually looking at the data yourself?
I think it's too sophisticated for it. So
That's the problem.
yeah, it
because
is a problem. And I mean, you're talking about a capital T truth, and that's just. I mean, shit, dude. People have been like debating that shit since fucking Aristotle. So you can't
give you that.
You can't expect a fucking large language model to. I mean, I actually think that's really bad marketing on Elon's part, but whatever. He's a trillionaire. I'm not. So
Well, so I'll give it. So here's the thing: is it's
when it hallucinates a fucking football schedule, I know what it's about.
that's that's the thing. I mean, there's a component to this where I say like, okay, I can see what you need to do, and it says like, all right, I get where you're coming from. I can make that adjustment, but that was the point. Was you shouldn't need to make that adjustment. If the next person that comes in here naked and asks this without bending your arm,
Yeah.
what are you going to tell them?
Well, whatever they want to hear.
And that's sort of
Yeah.
the issue. And again, if
I
it's
gotta do that in a class sometime. We gotta find an instant and see who's on what apps, and just
mm,
fucking try it out. I mean, with actual humans. So
yeah,
because I guarantee you're gonna get all kinds of shit that's just based upon like search history, interests, what fucking accounts you're signed up for.
right, right,
There's probably
right.
so many variables. See, that's the thing that's happening here, man. Is I get it. There's so many variables in these fucking equations here that it's just basically it's always gonna hit. So it's always going to hit on something, you know.
And that was, yeah, that was the big concern. There was, all right, so I can get you to a path where it does make perfect sense,
Yeah, sure.
but that's the problem is I shouldn't have to leave you. The whole
Mm.
point of this is that you should be able to leave. And again, this was the other thing was my whole problem. It started with the verbiage
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
how are you speaking definitively about this?
Hmm.
And so that was part of the issue was, well, what I'm trained to do here, and in terms of it says like, well, I'm designed to value these things
Yep.
like this. And so experts, I'm like, what the fuck makes a person an expert?
Yeah. I mean, that's completely subjective. So,
Right? And so it says,
I mean,
I'm going
that's
to
not
go
even
to
a fixable problem. That's just is. So,
that's the thing
yeah.
is it's going to say, all right, well, I'm going to start with like major news outlets. I'm like, and what exactly is the verification of these? They have Ilhan Omar over here repeating shit totally out of her ass, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the things that just like it's like you fucking bitch. I'm like, it's right there. You are lying to people right now
I did get
about the
ambushed by
events that
something on that
happened.
where they were like, that was that Andy Gano guy.
LeBlanc.
Andy No. I know how to say it. I'm just being a dick. He was
I fuck it
posting
up
up
every
all
time.
about that, about like, the guys banging on the hotel doors, and yeah, I mean, I saw that yesterday. I was like, no, I'm not getting involved in
That's
this.
that's that's why after that, and I'm telling you, like that little incident, plus all the shit beforehand, like I had like that Charlie Brown face where it was like my features are messed up, like my mouth is just that
They
squiggly
took your
line.
dog away, man.
They did. I got this little like frustration cloud like floating over my head. I was like mad at things, and that's where I was
The
like,
squiggle.
yep. I was like, I have to, I can't. I have to get off the everything.
It's like literally blowing your radiator. you know?
Yeah, I was tilted. I was like, I can't be mad at this. This didn't happen here.
No, my weekend was blissfully full of football and me trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in Iran, which
See,
is
that
really hard to
is
do. So, and Jeff, there are some people on the internet who have lost my respect. So over this in particular, where all of a sudden you're going to root for the mullahs, really? It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So, and I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I got it, man.
um,
So you don't want another feather in that guy's cap, do you? Got it. All right. So here we go. Now you're going to root for the fucking Ayatollah. So great job, Mr. Glenn Greenwald and friends. So,
again, that was
dude, Tucker Carlson is this fucking close to crossing that border, too. He is this fucking close.
the only reason Tucker hasn't crossed that for you is because you extend him a little bit of buffoonery latitude.
Yeah.
You don't hold him to
No,
the same
no.
standard of others.
No, his buffoon tank is getting empty. So he's this fucking close, dude. So, and I mean, it's like, oh, I mean, I know I think you're smart enough not to do that, okay, but you might.
That's the problem is I don't know with you guys right now.
I
And
don't know.
it's not it's so the weird thing is, and this has been where the whole like you talked about trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in Iran. That should be the leading story
It
on
should
every.
absolutely, dude. So if it was any other era except for right now, it'd be all over the fucking place. So
It would bump this Minnesota shit
right off the map.
way the fuck off the
Yeah.
map, right? And here's the problem: is one of the things that they're doing. Okay, you have probably seen pictures of this. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. I know that, and again, this is another thing where like them or hate them or whatever. I do know that Musk is getting those fucking satellites into that country, and that is how we're getting internet stuff out of that.
It is, although the Iranians have gotten pretty good at jamming Starlink because you can jam Starlink.
You
So
can,
yeah,
you can. But that
yeah,
being said,
it's
people are
basically
still
the same as a GPS signal, so you can jam it. So,
yeah. But that
but
is how we're getting some of this information out and in, leading to see what are the casualties like. Riots in every province. That
every fucking major city.
like
I
it's
mean,
done. There's
well, I'm not going to call that yet, man. I mean, they haven't brought out the tanks yet, so we'll see. I mean, come on, dude. Like we've seen this play out a couple times before, and it hasn't worked out in the past. So I'm not going to call it yet, but I mean, they certainly did burn down a lot of shit,
and
a lot more than they did in Minneapolis.
that is
That
correct.
was one police station.
There's one police station, and on top of that, here, let's say this: one thing they are burning the shit out of are mosques,
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
and
Yeah.
that is one of the things that certain people do not like.
No, but like, so I actually saw like, so this is the thing. I have been tailgating a little bit, and so there's a bunch of people who've kind of come out of the woodworks who, like got on interviews with guys I do respect now.
There you go.
They're
Yeah.
talking about, well, the mosque is almost always the center, so for all like the coordination between the various agencies in every town. And so it's not just a religious symbol; it's also like it's like a church with the mayor's office. You know?
I can see that.
It's also where a lot of the militias store their weapons. So it was like, okay, that makes sense. But a lot of it is, yeah, fuck this, take this off. I'm not wearing this fucking rag anymore. And the same thing. It's like, I mean, like I couldn't believe it because they were talking about like, so there's all these different things that are causing it, but they were saying that inflation is a big one. They said that like the equivalent to how bad it is in Iran is if you went home on Friday,
Yeah,
okay, and
yeah,
filled up your car, and it like cost you your normal, but then a little bit extra. But then you go to the gas station on Monday, and it's like $7,000 to
yeah,
fill up your car.
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
When when their offer was, okay, hey, listen, I know you guys got it tough.
They
You got
offered
it
him
tough.
$3 a piece.
Oh no.
Uh,
They offered them $7
oh, okay.
of credit.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't cash.
You're right. It
It
wasn't
was
cash.
$7. $7 of credit for stuff for 4 months,
Oh, that's.
and they didn't take it. So
I think I'll take my chances.
they didn't
We'll
take
let
it.
this one ride.
Yeah, they didn't take it. Now, again, one of the things
We
that's
don't need no stinking insurance.
I gotta tell. I mean, there is something to this. Here is look, and this, of course, this is absolutely baffling. We're fucking 12 days into this new year, and the picture of the entire year already came out of this when you had the chick fucking
Yeah.
lighting her cigarette with the burning picture of the Ayatollah. I'm like, that's fucking gorgeous,
Yeah.
right? You see all these people again. They're not. They're actually like whipping their hair around because this is actually culturally important. We don't believe in this shit.
Yeah. No,
They've been forcing us here to this since '79. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
um,
it's, and I mean, just the amount of vitriol, like the America Bad crowd is, I mean, they're so boxed in now. I
yes,
mean, this is hilarious, dude, because it includes like some lunatics on the right, but most of them are on the left. And you're talking about your communist fused with Islam crowd now, which is insane, dude. I mean, like
I've been saying that for years.
well, I know, but I mean, just to see it like whittling itself down to that point in time where it is that bad. I mean, I've even seen some guys who are like never Trump or Republicans who are getting close to that now. Okay, and it's like, really, dude? I've been following you for 10 fucking years. You're a good dude, and you're going to tell me that we need to be careful with this? Okay, I mean, dude, if this was Jeb Bush in charge,
Right.
I mean, come on, man. Well, and that was the reason why I turned the Minneapolis thing off too, is because I think it was on Friday. One of the guys that I follow on Twitter, who's an absolute fucking knife fighter on that site, he posted up. He was like, "This is really simple." He was like, "Just swap the roles," and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is really simple." So, if the roles would swap and one whole side would change sides at that point in time, you've got a problem. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so I was like, yeah, okay. So I see the problem here. But, and the same thing's true with the Iran thing. It's crazy, man. I mean, you literally have the chance to get 90 million people out of this fucking, medieval, you know, I mean, that's generous.
Patrick, I've said it before. If your country starts with the words Islamic Republic of, you are in a shithole.
Well, okay, so apparently Iran is a special case of that. You know, like it's just I didn't realize how much it was kind of like Venezuela. So I actually did talk to one of my friends from Venezuela the other day, and I just did, just off color asked him. He's like, "Hey man, like everybody cool, and how you feel about this thing? You're one of the only guys from there that I know." He's like, "I fucking love every minute of it." He's like, "I'm waiting for my chance to go back." So, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Yeah, they drove my family out 30 years ago." Yeah, he says, "Yeah," but he's actually interesting because he's a Spanish citizen.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, all right.
So, but he was the one guy that I knew from there, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, I can't wait to go back." He's like, "I've missed it." So it's like, "Good, man, I'm happy for you." So,
Well, and so this is
and
again,
that is just poison to the ears of some of those people.
Patrick.
I can't believe this, man. It's just
This
it's
is.
so icky. It's gross.
Imagine that you're in the position where again we've had 12 days into this new year.
Yeah.
In 12 days, you've been in the position of A, defending Maduro,
Oh yeah.
right? Defending Maduro, defending the Ayatollah, and
I'm
defending.
sorry, man. That would not be on my bingo card. You know?
Nobody's bingo card. And so you take that, and then also defending a person who was again. This is an 80-20 thing. Where
Yeah.
yes, I get that there are people noisy out there. I get that there are people who could be upset at this, but most people are going to look at this and say, oh, fucking like when the cop says get out and you hit him. This is not Rodney King, where it's like,
No,
man, they're
no, no,
really
no.
kicking the shit out of that guy,
No,
right?
no, no, no.
It's she hits the guy, and again, this was the point that I made, right, where they talked about like, well, they can't really say whether or not she intended to kill him. I was like, wait a second. It's like, so here's the problem: is that doesn't matter. What matters here is she did hit him because remember he also moves out of the way.
I don't see any way in which they can charge this guy. So at
Well,
all.
the only thing that they can
So
charge him with here, and this was something
it
that
wouldn't even be murder; it'd be manslaughter. So
well, it's a question about whether so the first shot goes straight through the windshield, right? The hole is there; you can see
yeah,
it.
I seen the hole, man.
Okay.
So
The only question is, there's two more shots that are fired, and the question is, did they need to fire those other two?
dude,
I don't know.
I'm sure that gun hold 19. I'm surprised he didn't fire fucking 19. Most cops do. So in
Right.
situations like you're
Right.
trained to do that now. Okay, so I get the whole thing. All right, so ICE has really ramped up the last couple of years. This guy was a little bit of an exception because he'd been around there for a while.
Well, he'd been hit by a car before.
And he had been hit by a car before. Okay, so maybe he shouldn't be on the fucking street. I get it, but it's still the same like that. I mean, there's like ICE's, so they don't have to have warrants in order to do
Nope.
certain things, which I personally find that to be bullshit. But whatever. Okay.
For immigrations and customs enforcement?
Well, okay, I'm sorry, man. I just like that dinner menu thing that we wrote in 1789 says, search and seizure, blah blah blah. So, and there's lots of court, cases that says that applies to everybody in the country, whether you're here legal or not. Okay, sort that out. But regardless, put that off this side. I don't really care.
Okay.
All right, that's a much bigger fight than I even care about. Okay. So, but like when it comes down to, just some of this basic stuff here, it's like, all right, first of all, where are the local cops?
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Someone
They've
needs to
been
answer
ordered
that.
to basically stay out of this.
That whoever gave that order needs to answer
You
to
know
that.
who it is.
I don't know who it is, Jeff. It could be like 5 different guys in that command chain there. I don't know who it is.
Well, that's the thing is, that's what I'm saying. You know who it is because anybody in
I
that
have it
chain.
narrowed down to a few people.
Well, anybody
So,
in that
yeah.
chain is responsible.
Yeah, unless one of them is breaking orders somewhere in the middle, then that exonerates the
man,
people.
I gotta tell
Look,
you,
dude, I don't fucking know. All
well,
right, so,
I will say that the police chief from fucking Chicago laid it down the other day. Even though his leadership is so I don't know, man.
I don't know
Like
anything about
if
Chicago.
you've listened to the mayor of Chicago speak, that dude.
No, I don't know anything about Chicago.
Okay, but anyway, so
Yeah.
anyway on this thing here, so yeah, that's the other thing you're defending is this woman and this car. That's your closest thing that you have to a legitimate cause, but you're defending Maduro and the Ayatollah.
See, those are the ones that don't make any sense. So,
Well, Patrick, there's a reason for it, right? Because one of
doesn't
the
make any. Well, I mean, they make perfect sense, but it's just it's like, oh my God, really?
well, because the Palestine people have to root for
They have to root for anything.
the Ayatollah.
They have to root for anything that's not America or Israel.
Correct.
So, yeah. So I get just logically, it is consistent. So it's dumb. That's
But if
the
that's the
problem.
side you find yourself on, there is a point where you say, like, I
How
don't
did
know,
he come
man.
with this?
Kind of, yeah, yeah. Look, hey, dude, I got kicked out of my own party in that same way. It's like, well, all right, so I thought we were cool right here,
Yeah.
right?
No, man. I mean, it just goes to show that, and so you're going to have a whole bunch of like political hay that's going to be made out of this. It's going to make the midterms harder for the Democrats because they're not moving towards the center, which is the only thing they can do. All right.
No,
So,
and don't get people out on the streets. That pisses off normies.
oh, it really pisses off normies. So, but the whole thing about it is, it's just like, all right, so blue bus is over the horizon. It's obviously not coming back anytime soon. Um, Now, of course, they face just the title effect that happens with every midterm and a second term presidency.
Right.
So
It's you can almost set your watch to
you
it.
can almost except for the Great Red Ripple.
So, so
We
there's
have an episode on
we do,
yeah.
we do. Well, and I mean that's the thing is it usually is going to change, right?
Yeah.
But it's a question to the order of magnitude, and I got to tell you, if it changes, it's not going to be my
It's not
much.
going to be by much,
Uh,
no, and it won't be enough to the point in time where they. I mean, and the other thing that they'll do is they'll just go after Donald Trump again. If they have House oversight, blah blah blah. Okay, fine. We've played this game before. Meanwhile he's gonna be running circles around it. Dude, fucking Donald Trump and his foreign policy is like approaching Bismarckian levels of brilliance here. I cannot fucking. I'm not.
I
I am not like. I'm not gonna at all discount anything he's doing because he's surprised me at every turn. And so now I'm just watching.
Patrick, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. Okay. The other day, I shit you not, I had like that revelatory moment where I'm like looking at the world map and there's pins in it and there's string and there's all this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about what he's doing and I'm thinking about the places he's doing it. And I had that moment where I felt like a general or something. It's like, you son of a, I get it.
Right, and
you're
playing blue team, yeah. Red team here. It's like motherfucker.
the thing where you just, it's like, they're going to land here.
You've been holding the wrist the whole time.
Right. And that's the thing is like, why does he have this boner for Greenland? And that's the thing is it was speculated with the Venezuela thing. Yeah, what you were talking about is it's all resources it's China and Russia and how bad the thing. This is
none of it has to do with any of the oil and stuff. It has everything with it. They can't have it.
Well,
that's if you understand that piece, you understand everything that he's doing.
It's not just that they can't have it. There was another component I didn't know. This is where things really sunk in. Was they said, all right, it's not just that they can't have it.
Yeah.
It's the way that so China and Russia have just been getting the product.
Yeah.
Right? And you know what they're getting the product in exchange for, right?
Cash.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, sort of in loans that they don't expect you're going to pay back.
Yeah, special mob loans. Yeah, we know what these are.
Right. So
you get the friends and family discount on the interest.
That's correct. Right. So with the deposition of Maduro and basically who was in charge there and how they're going to straighten this out, I don't know. This is going to be the next 2 weeks are going to be huge.
It's going to take several months. So from everything that I hear, it's just like, so you don't see any news coming out of Venezuela right now because the motherfucking country's on lockdown. Okay.
Well, I understand that there are still party guys that are
They will be there for a while. These are the Nazis who get to run the utility companies, in
yeah
1946 and 47.
but there's going to be
Yeah.
a strict order of like because this is where they didn't immediately. That's what people are like. Well, so you're going to install the person who won the election? It's like we'll see. We'll talk about that. They'll
They've
be
already talked
represented.
about that, yeah. So it was basically like, no, we can't just put her in because the army doesn't want her right now. And you have to demadurize the
That's
country, and
correct.
that's going to take a while. And so they've got the blueprint to doing this. It's called Berlin 1946. So and I mean it's like Japan without the emperor. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
So
not doing the Iraq thing here.
no, no.
And it's really smart, but I mean, it's going to take months and months. It's going to dip off the news, all right. But then, they're going to have a big election, and like he's like they're going to invite him down there, and he's going to get shake a lot of hands, and everybody's going to like build statues for him, you know, kind of thing, because it's just like, okay, he's not being dumb about it, and they're going to do the same thing if it happens in well, Greenland's a little bit different, so. I like the smartest take that I saw on this one is like, he's going to talk a tough game because otherwise the Europeans have no reason to talk to him.
Right.
So he'll be like, no, I mean, well, are you going to? That's why the reporters always ask, especially the European ones, are you going to rule out the use of military force? He's like, no. He was like, you'll destroy NATO. He's like, we'll see. Which is just the thing that it's like Europeans are like,
I can't remember.
sucked up. You would have down.
I can't remember how he said it. It was so dismissive. Where Denmark said it's like, well, we have our military, ready to go in case
He
you
said
do
it was
this.
2 bobsleds. Yeah, exactly. So I saw that and I was like, yep.
And, yeah, you're absolutely
He's
right.
like so mad. He's like, he can't say that.
Well, and this is okay, yeah, and so yeah, when that started coming together, it's like, all right, so two really big things happen here. Is like, yes, um, you stopped Russia and China from getting those resources, which they have been getting. It also means that essentially, in that same way, where well, since you can't pay back the loan, we're just going to take this, this, and this, which
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
expectation, and they put an end to that. Which,
Oh yeah, they were going to grab the ports. They've done that. Well, the Chinese have done that in Africa, and they did
yeah,
it in Sri Lanka. And they said, okay, fine, we just won't use the port. Use the port. But anyway, no, it's like the China thing is part of it, but it's really about
it's
Russia.
Russia.
So because like one of the guys that I follow, he's actually from Venezuela, and I didn't know that until recently. But anyway, he was like, yeah, I mean, China only gets about 3% of its oil from Venezuela, so that's not a big deal. Okay, now they wanted more down the
Yeah,
road.
yeah.
Okay, so but they weren't there just quite yet. So the real big deal is Russia because what it does is like, and I didn't realize Cuba played such a big role in this
That was new to me
where
too.
they load up tankers, take them to Cuba, give the oil to the Cubans, who then mark it up and sell it and use that shit to run their shithole country. And so that's why, like, I saw this great thing on Twitter the other day where it had like this all these wanted posters with X's on them, and the last one is Putin. And it's like, well, the Ayatollah's next, and then it had Cuba on there next, and then they had Putin there last. And that's and I mean it's perfect. That's exactly what he's doing. That Putin pissed him off last year when he came to Alaska. He said, "Oh yeah, we'll talk," and then didn't pick up the phone, and then
Yeah.
started bombing Kyiv. And I didn't realize this, but like, there's some insiders there that say he really fucking hates seeing footage of civilians getting bombed. He hates it, and so it makes him mad.
Well, this
Which
is
is kind of a nice thing to have in your president. So,
this is okay. So this is again. This goes back to this goes back to the Minnesota thing, right? Because the other thing that we forgot to mention on this is, on top of this, the other thing that you're defending is Somalian fraud, right?
oh
That's
yeah, that completely melted off the radar.
well,
Shocking.
well, and I mean, see, here's the thing that hasn't gone away,
Oh
and
no, 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 no.
it's about to hit bigger in 2 days. But anyway,
Yeah,
this is popping up everywhere. So this is another thing, another albatross you got to hang out on your neck. But this is the
you can't defend fraud.
there are people trying. I mean, there are people right now.
This is like a great podcast that I watch, and it's all these rich guys that are great. But anyway, um, they're all buddies of Elon Musk and whatnot. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay, yeah.
They were talking about it the other day. So it's the exact same thing. It's like you can't defend fraud. You can't turn around and ask for a billionaire tax when that tax goes to pay for shit programs like this. You got to
Yes.
clean that up first before you go to the taxpayers. Because apparently California's like got this big thing where they're going to actually do a wealth tax coming up this year, and people are fleeing left and right. So
So
not
much that they're applying the handcuff.
well, yeah, exactly. So that's why the whole bunch of them moved out before the end of the year.
Businesses are booking it too.
Well, I mean, California is the world's fourth largest economy. It'll be fine. Okay. I mean, it takes a lot to drain that down. I mean, look at Britain. Britain's still number three out there. So somehow, or actually, I think it's five.
No,
I
they're
think it's
not
five.
three. I think Japan's number three.
Japan is number three. I think Britain is five. So I know like Britain and California are pretty. They're like close. So but California doesn't have nuclear weapons or a navy. So
They don't.
and Britain doesn't have sunshine. So
Well, and so this was the thing. This was the whole point where it completely falls apart here when it comes to, like you were talking about, really cares when civilians are getting bombed. So again, every time that butthole opens her mouth and she starts saying, well, the only reason that Trump is coming after this is racism.
who is this?
Ilhan Omar. And,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and, and again, other people have spouted this. And this is the thing. This is one of the things that I wish they would ask. They said, like, okay, so let's
Does
do
she
this.
represent that district? I meant to look that up.
I think she does.
Yeah.
I think there's no way around it. But I can't say that for 100%. But we'll leave that as likely. Put that in yellow.
We'll put that yellow.
Right. But one thing that pisses me off that people never ask is, all right, so let's do this. Okay, let's forget. Before his presidency, let's forget all those times that he was awarded for all of these things he did for the black community. Right. Let's forget all those times
Oh,
that
Donald Trump?
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
About all the things that he's done for this, all the time he had his pictures taken with Jesse Jackson, all the money he gave to the Democrats, and just presume that at some point in his life he said, "Fuck these people," right?
Yeah,
I hate them.
no, he never did.
I hate them. But let's presume that he did, right? Even if that were the case, would that excuse the behavior?
No.
That's kind of what I'm driving at here.
Well, I mean, it just illustrates the whole point that the problem isn't anything that's actually going on. The problem is we just hate that guy. So, okay. All right. I mean, fine. Took us 10 years to figure that out. Cool. So, I mean, that's the only through point that you can actually find between, like, fucking Maduro, the Ayatollah. So,
Dude.
Black Lives Matter and, fucking Somalian fraud. And, like, whatever, trans rights, all this stuff. It's the only through line that actually, and I mean, it makes perfect sense and it's fine. And, like, I see a lot of people that, okay, eventually you're going to have to turn around on this, or you're just going to have to disengage. Okay, because that side's going to lose badly. So they're in the process of doing it right now. I mean, like, did you see all the shit coming out of New York with that lunatic lady? So, oh my God, dude, you can't. Right off the bat. It's like, all right, well, I thought maybe like, okay, so we're going to take this guy downtown. We're going to have a little chat. We're going to eat some steak and have a Manhattan, and he's going to play ball. No. He's like, no, rent control. And not only rent control, but racist rent control. So,
Oh, Pat.
I doubt they'll be able to do it, but just the fact that it's in the narrative, actually, it's like having just a little bit of piss in your soup. It's like, this is not good, man. You need to take this back now.
And you're right with that lady where the things she's talking about, like with property rights and all this other stuff,
I
like,
can't believe
and and somebody asked her, it's like, what about the $1.5 million house your mom lives in? And she's just like,
it.
and she was like, why are you bringing up old shit?
Yeah.
It was just, again, it's so.
Oh no, yeah, I did see that. So
And
she cried. She cried when they brought that up.
Right.
So yeah, it was like, okay, this is a typical response from this crowd.
Well, this is so. All right, so I did see more of the numbers when it came to the current generation. We've talked about that basically that blowback, fucking my parents are pussies crowd, and
there is some of that.
Patrick, the Bible sales in the United
It's
States
through
and
the
the
roof.
UK
Yeah, through the
are
roof. Yeah.
astronomical. And I got to tell you, like, with, let's see, I think in about 2 days, if I recall correctly, Starmer is about to ban X from Britain.
Oh, because of the draw me with a bikini thing.
Patrick, that is the
I
excuse.
know that's the excuse. You can do that with fucking Photoshop. Come on, man.
Well, I mean,
You can ban Adobe.
I mean, that's
Your entire country will crash. Adobe.
yeah,
You know,
I know.
it's like, oh my god, all our PDFs are locked. We're fucked. The
For
nuclear
real.
codes were in those.
And when they showed the numbers and they said, all right, versus this chart is gonna crumble that country. It's like, so here's the chart of arrests made for social
It's a
media.
lot. Yeah.
Here's the rest of the world. The leading one is like China with like 400.
Yeah.
You have 12,000.
Dude, something weird is going on in the UK, and I haven't been able to talk to some of my UK contacts. I was talking to the one UK guy who's over at the yacht club the other day, and he and his wife are getting ready to go back next year. He's like, no. He's like, they'll take one look at my Instagram. They'll put me in jail. Yeah. So, but he's pretty optimistic though. He's like, the lunacy cannot last forever. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing that they always forget here is, all right, so, all right, now this also, I don't know if you've been seeing this here too, but I mean, some of the shit that makes me laugh is like, all right, so let's get to the bottom of these protests. And there have been people who's like, so we've been doing the research. All right, so I talked to this girl.
It's fucking Code Pink, man.
Well, you're like, yeah, I talked to this girl. I talked to her at this one. I talked to her at this
Yeah.
one. She's shown up. I have her on camera for at least 19 of these. And
Yeah.
she's standing next to this guy.
There's a
and
whole
this guy.
bunch. There's a little group of professionals out there that are running around. I mean, these are like your actual like Saul Alinsky type agitators.
There you go.
So, which okay, more power to them. I mean, all right. So it's we the people in some respects. We've done it in other ways,
Yeah.
and that's fine, but still at the same point in time, I mean, stop trying to tell me that
It's organic.
this is
Don't tell
completely
me
organic. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm sorry, I've spent enough time in labor unions to kind of recognize, one when I see
There you
one.
go. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
especially since like they had the guy that was going around because they had protests outside of, I think it was I don't know, it's the U.S. consulate or something like that, where they were like, oh, they're going to steal all the oil from Venezuela, blah, 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 blah. And then, so this actual Venezuelan goes and starts talking Spanish to these guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, so tell me, what's the capital of Venezuela? It's like, Caracas. It's like, okay. So you saw that in the news, didn't you? What's the national bird? Wow.
Well, dude, I mean,
It's like, you can't understand how much oppression, my family has faced over the last 20 years. Okay. And to have you come out here and rally against that is, he's like, I mean, this guy who was doing this video, he's like, well, I love that about American, but this really hurts me, you know?
well, this goes to the phone call I made the very next day, right? I'm like, you got to tell me this. We haven't talked in a minute. And you know what the first thing is like, well, so Trump kicked me out. But so this call is going to Colombia, but I'm not mad about that.
Not mad about that.
I was then. I'm pretty. It's like, I'll be back. But, when it came down to it, it's like, so how did you and your family end up here? And the answer was, it's like, well, so here's how this story went down. My brother worked for the prison system there.
Mm.
My brother saw things in the prison system he wasn't supposed to see.
Oh.
Because he saw things, not because he did things, but because he saw things, everybody in our family was going to be arrested or killed because he knew things. Said, that's it. It's like, that's it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, that's fairly similar to the other guy that I was talking to, Carlos. He's like, yeah, my family ran a newspaper. And so he's like, we were some of the first people out.
We just knew stuff. I mean, that was the thing. It's like, we didn't do shit.
No, he said, yeah, we ran a newspaper and we saw immediately, because that was the first thing because the first guy was it was Hugo Chavez. Yeah. The Chavistas, or whatever they are.
It's
he was like the first person that they went after started to go after was newspaper reporters, and he's like, yeah, so my family sold that business and fucking bolted. So they went back to Spain.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about, and and again, when you had these people out there, like, uh, again, that's how you. It's so fucking astroturf. Where again, it's the same thing. I still stand on this. Like,
Yeah,
like half the people, I swear to God, Patrick. Like, I mean, they've gone inside. Like, they have forgot all about Ukraine.
dude,
Um,
I'm telling you, man. There's a lot more stuff out there that's astroturf than people realize. So that's one. I mean, BLM got exposed for what it was. So yeah,
yeah,
this is another one. This Code Pink stuff and things like that. I'm telling you, the other guy who's astroturf is fucking Tucker. So you go into his comments, bro. So he is absolutely 100%. Like I guarantee you, half his audience is fucking Russian bots. So
I don't know how to take that, man. Because there's a part of me that says, like, where are you?
dude, you can tell by the amount of like momentum that the whole Charlie Kirk's like, what is his turning points thing is.
Yeah,
Okay, so he gets shot. It's still fucking there.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
if Tucker Carlson got shot tomorrow,
Right.
yeah,
There's no Tuckco that's going
there
to.
is no, yeah,
Right,
yeah, there
right,
is no, yeah, turning points for Tucker kind of
right.
thing, and so that one's astroturfed. Um, I know that's not a very popular thing to say, but it's pretty clear when you actually look at what's going on. So in that one, and then there's other things out there that are just as bad. Not just in terms of like audience capture, but in terms of like, okay, I don't know anybody who actually has that position. you know,
That's sort of it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
how do you what? you know,
I mean, you can. This is. I mean, you can go to. Look, there's shit that you go to where it's a very simple account. You go to it. It's on X. Okay, it's called posts with botted likes, right?
oh
And they will show you shit where people will just say they'll like somebody will go out there and they'll make some kind of like pro-trans comment on something that JD
yeah,
Vance said or something, and you pull it up and they say this is botted. Why? Because the engagement is way the fuck off. It doesn't match any statistics,
doesn't match anything
and you
else in the
just paid for it to
profile.
try to look at this, right? The
Yeah,
same thing you're talking about with now. As far as why Tucker needs this, I don't know. I think he's kind of in the more money than God situation right about now. I
I
think
don't
he
think
all
it's
right.
about money, man. I don't think it has anything to do with money. I think he's actually on a mission. So
What does he
he's
want?
on a mission from God. So,
I'm familiar with that, but yeah, I
yeah.
don't.
No, seriously. I mean, his whole demons and they attacked me kind of thing.
Oh, this.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
yeah, no, that's a real thing. He brings it up in almost every one of his shows now. So, I'm telling you, dude. And he talks about the death of Western Civ being related to the decline of the church. Blah blah blah. If you actually go through and you look at a lot of his talking points, they match those of the fucking Muslim Brotherhood. You just change the little crescent into a little cross. That's exactly what he's doing. He's talking about like, oh well, it's the rest of the world is taking advantage of us and blah 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 and this and that. And we're the victim, we're the actual victims here, kind of thing. And it's
mm,
like, oh, dude, you're lifting all their talking points. So,
well, if they work, no,
well,
that
yeah,
influence my point,
exactly.
but
Well,
yeah,
they do kind of work in some respects, but it's just, and it's funny because there's certain he's really close to JD Vance in some respects.
yeah,
I don't know how serious that is. But there's also this thing where it's just like, okay, so I like you to your point is like you got more money than God. You don't need any more cash. You've got your fucking compound in Maine
yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that. And so what is it that you're about? And there's a couple guys running out there that are like that. Steve Bannon is another one. Okay, that dude is a fucking true believer in whatever it is that he believes in. He sure as shit believes in it.
I
I don't think it's about
yeah,
like getting
yeah.
ingratiated with Hollywood or anything like that. You
Oh,
know,
far from it. No,
no, no, no.
no.
But you find lefties that are like that too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's just like, all right, so it's not about cash. It's not about this. Sometimes it's about influence. Sometimes it's about power. Sometimes it's about the fact that you've had this job for 40 fucking years. You deserve it, or at least you think you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just always the money, but it's also like, all right, sometimes it's just, yeah. I mean, if people like Donald Trump's taught me like just in the last couple of weeks is sometimes it's much more common for people to say what they're going to do and then do it than the other way around. you know?
When people show you who they are, people.
Yeah, you should believe them. And so there are some of them that are like that. And so with Ilhan Omar calls for says this is a terrible country, and we're going to import my old country back here, whatever she said, something along those lines. It's like, yeah, you believe that, don't you? Got it.
Right,
And when
right.
Mamdani says, yeah, no, we're going to talk about the warmth of collectivist stuff, you need to fucking believe it, man, because I think he does.
And
I don't think it was a shtick.
well, and this is, I mean, this is the funny thing is you're right, because the messages like this never come from. Okay, so from Mamdani, it came across because the and this is how it works. I mean, look, you and I we can both go through this. We can go through the old photos and be like, Stalin was not an ugly man. He's a charming,
He was 5'2". That's
yeah,
one thing
but
that most people don't realize
it
about him.
didn't
Think
he have
about
like a
five
weird.
foot two.
Oh,
That's fucking short.
oh,
So
it is.
yeah,
It's 5 inches shorter than me. But and I also understand that he had like one arm that was like
I think it
one
was one of his
something
arms was
like that.
longer than the other, but not like monkey
No, no, no.
proportions.
He wasn't Frankenstein in his way around the place. But he had like if you look at him, it's like you had a charming face. You were not. You say like, what brought you to this? Was it your genetic defect? Was it your your club foot? What is it that brought you to this point? No, it's
No,
just
he
like
just
he was a believer.
he was actual true and he saw these people as enemies of the Soviet project, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
and he was like, okay, if we shoot you,
I got an idea.
yeah, I got an idea. Hitler was the same way. He wrote it all down way before he did
That's what I'm saying. And so like
it.
so
Everybody's like, oh, this is a good piece of fiction. He's like, I'll show you.
right, right. Well, and that's the thing is if Mamdani was say an uglier person, it wouldn't have worked for him
Yeah.
because the message doesn't come from that. Or say a person where you're like, man, you look like you fucking fought in World War I and II.
Yeah. The same thing's going to happen. We got that trial coming up next year or this summer of who's the fucking
Oh, Luigi.
Luigi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of different conspiracy theories on there, and that one I actually just legit think that he's a true believer.
So,
So,
okay. So again, you say the things that freak me out in terms of that because if and I don't think he's going to get off, right? I think this is going to be something where, yes, you might, I would say that you might deadlock it and you might mistrial, right?
you might
I would
mistrial,
say
but
that.
that doesn't prevent you from getting another
No,
trial.
and they'll go after it again. But what I will say here is if something like that happens, that's where, like, that's where I don't want to hear that part you're talking about, like with Tucker or Candace Owens started
Yeah,
talking about, like, we have demons in our society. So no, fucking the people here stop attributing to supernatural forces which needs to be attributed to human shittiness,
yeah,
right?
which is usually more accurate. I mean, I don't know. It might be actually possessed by demons. I don't know. So,
Well,
but
the problem I have with that is when you do that, you let people off the hook for like you say like, well,
yeah,
don't you think winding these people up here with this kind of rhetoric is causing problems? Like, no, well, that's the devil. It's like, no, man, it's you.
no, man,
It's
it's
you're the
you.
one who's
Yeah,
talking all this shit.
it's
All right.
you. Yeah, I think we found our problem, sir. So,
I mean, I'm sorry, man. It's like there's a certain amount of this where, like, again, I can come from the point of like a 22-year-old edgelord, and if you believe that, yeah, you think it's cool to do some grave dancing when Charlie Kirk is shot. I get it. I can excuse some of that because people are stupid. But there's a component of if you're an adult in charge, your job is to be
your
saying
job is to be the
like
adult in the room.
guys, guys,
Yeah.
guys.
Sit down, put your seatbelt on.
You got your hand on the light switch and you're flicking it on and off. It's just like
So,
it's like this shit does not become us, man. Because I
yeah,
mean, yeah,
that's why we don't feed peanut butter to the dog.
that's it.
Yeah.
Especially after midnight, they're gonna turn into fucking gremlins. I mean, did you get them wet?
Did you get them wet?
Yeah, it's
You gave it a bad what?
three things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, it's real simple.
Yeah, yeah. That's that. I mean, that is ridiculous, and that's the.
To be fair, I don't follow Candace Owens that closely. I don't know.
You shouldn't.
Well, no, I can't because like the lunacy that comes out of her is so thick it radiates through other people that I will follow.
But I think she believes it, man.
Well, I'm convinced that she believes it, but I don't see all the demon stuff coming out of her. That's a Tucker phenomenon. That's kind of weird.
I think those two. I don't know if they hang out, but I think they DM. Like,
Oh, I'm sure they do. Well, I mean, so they figured out something that actually works on the right-hand side of the. This doesn't really work on the
fair
left.
enough. All right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so on the left, it's about cutting out and excluding people. Okay,
All right.
so
Yeah.
and so it's
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
like think about it like this. The left is all about niching down. Okay, so you got to niche down so that you have consistency of message and thought, even
Right.
to the point in time where you get down to like one fucking pussy hat squad. So right kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So on the right, like the business model is different. It's build the biggest audience that you can, and they get them to fight. So because it's agitation that drives the model.
That's an excellent point.
Dude, Rush Limbaugh taught us how to do that.
Agitation that drives the model. Hmm.
It's agitation that drives the model. And so it makes perfect sense what Tucker and Candace Owens are doing. I just think both of them are actually true believers. So, and I mean, that's what happens on that site. If you get a big enough audience, your audience sniffs you out if you're not authentic. Okay. If you don't actually believe your shit, you get found out pretty quick. So, and that's happened to many, many people over the years. I mean, and you're starting to watch like they don't like the showmanship, aspect of it.
I'd agree.
Yeah, does that make sense?
I'd agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the showmanship used to be kind of an art, like the Pat Robertson kind of stuff back in the day. I mean,
Right.
there used to be an art. I mean, Ronald Reagan was the best at it. So, to tell you the truth,
Unrivaled.
unrivaled. And so, but the showmanship doesn't really fly with the right anymore.
Well, we say that, but Donald Trump is our president, so
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's a really good counterpoint behind that. But I mean, here's the thing about Donald Trump that I've started to realize over the last, I don't know, maybe 6 months or probably the last year. So is he does really stupid things in public. I mean, he's just there's a level of like Uncle fuckery going on with him that but it's because he doesn't give a shit. But none of that's inauthentic, okay? But in private, he is super smart. He actually is a very, very qualified genius when it comes to like dealing with people behind the scenes and stuff like that. And that is just something that I discounted for years. And I thought the dumbassery was the core, and it's not. It's the chocolate on the mound.
it's. I mean, it's so. There's a couple of incidents. I mean, and this is the thing. This is the thing. Like Bill Maher said, he's when
Yeah.
when he met.
It's like, that's so fucking funny.
That's so amazing. Well, and that was the other thing was he said, and this was the thing. He's like, this is how you reach the man. It's like you can shout at that dude on Twitter all day. He'll never pay attention.
Yeah.
Right? He'll laugh at you. But if you sit down and talk with him, when I was sitting there talking
Yeah.
with him, just bringing up issues, he's like, I agree. What do we do about that?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? He's like, when you get down to a personal level with it, if you're a person,
Dude, he did that with fucking Elizabeth Warren today. So, which is hilarious, It's like, okay, so of all of your lefties out there that, well, there's some that are worse than her, but she's probably like on the Karen list. She's at least the top 10.
absolutely.
So yeah, maybe a top 5.
Karen by name, Karen
Yeah,
by
yeah.
occupation. Man.
Karen by creed. I was born a Karen. I'm gonna die a
There you go,
Karen.
you're the fifth generation Karen,
My
yeah.
fucking kids will be Karen. In this house, that's all we do.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean, like this idea of capping credit card interest rates is fucking brilliant, and it's just like, okay, I mean, credit cards, they don't actually make money off the interest rates, okay? So they'll fight it a little bit, but that's not how they make their money.
It's a transaction, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
gouge your fucking local Taco Bell for 2% every time you use your Discover card or whatever, So that's how they make all it. That's like, that's all okay, so this is for a different day. We can talk about the fraud system that is credit card points. But anyway,
Because you probably have insight to it rather than
we're
the
going to
shit
put
that I
that one
just
on the
heard.
back burner.
But okay,
So, but
okay.
anyway, but for him to just completely co-opt that and call her and say, "Yeah, this is a good idea. Let's get going on it." Okay, so I mean, like literally, it's like your lefty Democrats who are lefty centrists are like, "Hey, we got this great idea. Put this piece on the board." He's just like going, he's like, "Oh, that's a nice piece you got there." He does it every single time they come up with a good idea. It's like, it's a good idea.
He stole pot from you.
Sort of, yeah, sort of.
Well, you guys had done the inroads, and then when there was a part where he's like, "Well, I can do this,"
Yeah, you
it's
did.
like, so all the people on board with
We'll
this.
do it. Well, the same thing. It's like, yeah, go ahead, Bobby, flip that food pyramid. Go for it.
Well, you want to talk about some straight up true believers here. If you're talking about like
Dude, like no tax on tips is fucking huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. There was no way you could get a Jeb Bush or a Mitt Romney to go for that.
You wouldn't
So
believe it for a second.
you wouldn't believe it for a second. So yeah, no. But he's just like, oh, actually, run the numbers on it. He's like, oh, yeah, not that many people make tips in the United States. Go ahead and do that. So,
but there's a part of like, well, there are people that do, and I think a lot of people have done a tip job.
Yeah,
right?
And that's really important to them because when you're doing a tip job, you're usually pretty poor. You know,
either that or you are cleaning house.
Those do exist.
Yeah, But that being said, right? The other component of this, I mean, it's that famous incident where he was kind of like, "Well, I'm going to pull my guys out of here, and you're not going to give me any grief."
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he's like, "Yeah, come here," and he shows him a picture of his house. Like that is, and he just walked off.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
And nothing happened after that. That's the kind of thing where, again, you're talking about like genuine, like we've talked about the weirdness of RFK, where it's kind of like that makes sense, that makes sense, that makes sense. This is alien DNA.
Yeah. Yeah, they built the pyramids with gravitons. You know,
there's proof. They found the document in 1362. Right, and that's the
murder from the future. You know?
Okay. This is the thing is, from an outsider's perspective, this guy like Donald Trump must seem like a fucking idiot. Right. But the first time that they actually sat down and talked, there must have been, oh, I get this guy.
Yeah,
right. No same thing goes with Tulsi Gabbard, and
she's in the witness protection program. We haven't seen her in a little while.
You saw her yesterday.
Oh, I didn't.
You said,
how did she feel about our little adventurism in the Caribbean?
She had nothing to say about that.
I didn't think so. She probably told not to say anything about it.
What she was talking about was, so here's what I've been working on. Now, how this actually comes to play out, don't know. But basically, this is the dirty laundry from the last 2 administrations.
Like what?
So this is basically the things where, okay, we've got this in terms of this person was paid to dig up information in the FBI.
Oh, yeah.
These are the things where this was how Hillary Clinton was classified. Yeah.
You can't really do anything because that guy died. So.
Well, no, right. But this is basically, so what happens with this? I don't know. My problem right now is there's a lot of people who've got some shit out there, 0 prosecution. So right now, as far as I'm concerned, asses need to go on trial and they need to happen soon. But yeah, she's like, okay, so this is how the doctors classified Hillary Clinton before this happened here. All this other, it's just like all the shit that came out from the past couple of years.
Yeah, dude, I hate to say it, but I don't think you're getting any satisfaction on that because I'm just going to be blunt with you. I don't think he gives a fuck. I mean, if you're not a current opponent, you're cool. I mean, we've seen him do that. He's like worse than Caesar in terms of like forgiving people.
If you come to work for him.
If you come to work for him, or if you don't throw rocks at him, or if you're in the stands, if you're not in the game, he doesn't give a fuck about you. So,
well, the other thing too is they've joked about it. They've coined the term, and they're right. They call him the content president, right? Where everybody can keep making stuff about it. And I will say this. So I think he also has that component. Like if you remember at Carter's funeral, when him and Obama were just sitting there fucking cracking wise, right? I think there's a part of him where he's like, you know, I said that about you, and you said this about me.
Yeah,
like that shit was funny.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
You fucking got me there.
You got me, man.
Like, I did not like.
And that's the thing, and that I mean, you haven't seen anything on Epstein because the guy who comes out looking really bad with Epstein is Bill Clinton, who Donald Trump actually likes. And they like him. So
I do think, I will say this. I think Hillary Clinton doesn't like him anymore.
I don't know, man. I think she says things, you know.
Well, that was part of the medical report.
Yeah, I get that, but I think she says things just to float things out there to see how they bite. I don't think anything that comes out of her mouth is genuine in public.
Oh, no.
Well, and see, that's my point. So she puts out a statement like that. She's just like, oh, okay, let's test this and see how this works. She sees it as a focus group more so than an actual statement. She is not a true believer. So we'll put it that way. So
No,
no.
absolutely not. I would. I completely agree. I do also think I think that Kamala Harris does not like Donald Trump.
I think that is patently clear. I think her husband would fight Donald Trump.
I agree.
Yeah, given the opportunity. So but I mean, like the dirty look that Obama and him got at the Carter funeral.
I know.
That was in
I
the middle
know.
of the election too. It was fucking hilarious. You
And they
know.
were yucking it up, dude. This is like they knew. It's like, hey guys, this is pro wrestling. You
Yeah,
you say this shit.
I know, man. Hey,
Yeah.
look, we got the whole team together.
So it's because
It's like I
it's like
remember
those.
when you fought him in '96.
Yeah, because he says like it's guys, it's about selling tickets.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know what you guys are
I don't
doing.
know if you guys do. No, man. I mean, it's fun to watch it like that, and I actually just don't think that there's any animosity between Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Obama. I like Joe Biden's a little bit different, but you don't see anything about him, man. I mean, I'm kind of
No,
curious how bad he actually is. Um,
I would.
I mean, I feel bad for him. I kind of
Well, when
do.
you get
So
to look, we. I lost. I honestly thought he wouldn't make the turn. I really
I
did
don't
not.
think he would
I
if
didn't
he
think.
if he had actually stayed in the race. But see, the funny thing is like all this stuff has been coming out over like the last like 2 3 months about her campaign and how fucked up it was and things like that, and that it was really Nancy Pelosi who stabbed Joe Biden because nobody else was willing to do it. So she actually had the balls to do that. So and here's the whole thing: it had nothing to do with presidency. So she absolutely knew, and most of the people in Democrat, like upper echelons knew that she was fucked, except for her because they didn't talk. She wouldn't talk to them either. But there was some internal polling that they did, at that House level to see how many seats they were going to lose. It was huge, dude, and the Senate was terrible. There was like 4 or 5 races in there that I mean, remember the ones that were close? It was like Arizona and Georgia, and
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
of them they were so close, but they still, like eked out a 1 seat majority. If Joe Biden had stayed in, none of those races were close at that point in time because, and all their polling said that people saw how bad Joe Biden was and didn't blame him for that. They blamed the fucking Democrats for that. So, which is legit. Okay. So there's your wisdom of the public, right? But they were going to punish the Democrats for that, and they were going to actually hand Donald Trump a 60-seat majority in the Senate. So Nancy Pelosi started shopping around this idea when we were talking about it about April, okay, before that debate even, and got nobody to bite. None of the senators would bite. Chuck Schumer wouldn't bite on it. Chuck Schumer went and talked to like Joe Biden twice and said, "Oh, I mean, getting up there,
How
huh,
you?
buddy? Yeah." So yeah, he's
Florida's
like,
looking pretty
"Yeah,
good,
Florida's
don't you
looking pretty
think?
good. Yeah,
Yeah,
you need to
yeah.
get some more sun, Joe." Yeah, kind of thing. But none of them would tell him. And then Nancy Pelosi went and confronted him. And there's no record of this meeting other than the fact that it's on a meeting book. Okay, so but what was actually said there is probably going to be lost in his library. That's never going to happen. Making him the first president since like I think it's since like Taft that won't have a library. So
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty sad. But anyway,
Oh,
whatever. Um, and said no, you got to get out. You got to get up now. Okay, so didn't want to get out and stuff like that. And so she went to all the major donors and she told them stop giving money to his campaign. And then they stopped running checks. His campaign managers are going around like looking for like it's like, hey, we need to get us through the end. They were like, no, no, we're tapped out, blah blah blah. And then Nancy Pelosi said, I did that. Okay, so she said, I did that, and that's it. And this is just the beginning. It's going to get worse. Okay, for you, buddy. If you don't duck out. And so that's why he ducked out. And they had that weird weekend there where he didn't endorse, but then he did.
right,
So that's the
right.
thing that I'm still trying to piece together. There's a couple of stories that are supposed to be coming out on that in the spring that I want to read. So, but it was kind of interesting, man, to see kind of the inside ball that was going on that side. And she absolutely fucking knifed him. So in front of God and everybody.
But I mean, so
It probably saved the Senate.
I was gonna say, what's the alternative? I mean, because
Exactly. Yeah.
it So if she hadn't done it, was there anybody else who was willing to step up to I don't think there could have.
No, Kamala wasn't even willing to do it. So
Oh
yeah,
no,
that's why she was like behind him 100%, even when we got on the View. I was like, oh well, what would you do different? Well, nothing.
right.
It's like, well, then why should we vote for you? If we're getting the same thing. So yeah, it was the most fucked up campaign.
That's true. Shit's perfect as it is not.
But see, the funny thing is, the Republicans, the Donald Trump campaign, knew this for months before, and so all that agitation about like get out the vote, get out there, blah 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 blah. That was just extra frosting on the cake. They knew they were going to win like months beforehand. So,
Well, and this is again, this was something I hate to bring up, debates with the AI on this one here, but I was like, all right, so I don't. There's a reason that more people are putting their faith in prediction markets than polls now, right?
that's actually really smart. So,
well, you're right, because when it comes down to
really
it, is it the thing that actually people have stakes on that actually makes more sense. But here's this is so what I went looking for. Okay, was I was looking for how people honestly feel about the immigration situation as is, right?
Okay.
And what I wanted to know was what are the recent numbers, and then of the recent numbers, how have they put their thumbs on the scale about how they're asking the questions?
Oh, they do that. There's all kinds of question fuckery going on.
Okay,
So,
here's how it broke down. All
I
right.
believe America is made better by immigrants. Blah blah blah.
Okay. So here's the first thing, right? So on the polls, and you can probably guess which ones do and which ones don't. Okay. First thing is some polls use the term undocumented.
Yep.
You can probably guess which ones do.
As opposed to illegal.
Correct.
Oh yeah, like your fucking YouGov polls and
Now we're talking.
Yeah,
okay?
no, you can't trust that shit.
The USA Today's basically. So that's the thing. So they would first, when you ask the question of deportations for illegal immigrants, right? Your results in terms of favor are between 66 and 75%.
It's huge. Almost everybody agrees that you should. You're more than welcome to come here, but you've got to come through the front door. I hear that all the time.
Okay.
So yeah, if you jump in through the window, and if I catch you, then you're gone.
So the way they're presenting it now, they're saying that okay, now the popularity has fallen off, and then when you look at the questioning, kind of what you were saying, but it's a little bit more like it's so. Do you support breaking up families?
Yeah, exactly.
And so when I look
do you support because there's always these situations where you have like a father who's undocumented, but then they have a son who's born in the United States, instantaneous citizen, or someone who gets married and doesn't take the time to actually go through the citizenship process. And it's like, oh, they're sending my mom back to fucking Mexico, and she hasn't been there since she was 4, blah. And I get that, man. I mean, okay, so I have no problem with us making some exceptions in those cases and adjudicating them individually. Okay, fine, all right. So, but I mean, you still have to get it sorted out. So get it sorted out,
Well, so the problem I had with that was it's not just the process, and you and I think we're probably closer than we are apart on that
close,
one.
Yeah.
But the thing was, they take those questions and then use that to say,
oh yeah,
people don't support this.
Sure.
They use that as basically an against.
Yeah. Right. Or they'll take, like one of the things you really have to watch out for is scale reliability on these things, where you'll see like, okay, there'll be some questions that have like a 5-point scale, some have a 7-point scale, something like that, but they're not equally distributed.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes like they'll have a neutral selection, but other times they won't have a neutral selection.
Right.
And so if they don't have a neutral, which is actually the better way to do most polls, because otherwise there is like this tendency of people, oh, I don't fucking know, I'll just pick number 5, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when you use that and you aggregate it together, you can see how they fuck with the language a little bit. And they say a majority of Americans believe, that immigration is good. It's like, well, a majority is 50% plus 1.
And what's the question
this is that plus 3 or plus or minus 3-point margin of error. So actually that plus 1 doesn't count. So, So, and really, what you're supposed to say is like, well, Americans are evenly divided on this issue. Nobody would say that because it's not advancing. Dude, fucking modern journalism is just fucked. It's so bad,
Well,
and it's like so rank apparent. I mean, like it's just been illustrated to me this whole weekend with Iran. It's fucking impossible to get news on it. So, and that's because there's a bunch of major outlets who have, they're the ones with all the stringers out there that could actually get information, and they're not tapping those because it helps the orange man.
well, it's so yeah. Amongst that, so 2 points on it. Number one, yes, you're absolutely correct. You have the thing that really kind of got to me with this weekend, not just about the Iran thing, but the way that they're covering this shit and the way that things have been covered is the thing that got to me is when I was looking at I'm subscribed. I follow a lot of newspapers,
Yeah.
right? Because that's where no matter where the sources come from, that's where their stories are going to post first.
Yeah,
You get to see how they're taking that. When you look at what information they want to get out, what's the headline, right?
Yeah, you get to watch the narrative build
And
in real time.
the thing for me is how many talented journalists are out there that are writing rage-bait articles.
Oh, it's a lot.
That's
It's a lot.
that's the trick. And I think a lot of people do it on purpose, but it's because that's what they're assigned to do.
Well, yeah, and it's what drives
Clickage.
Yeah,
That's it.
clickage.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if clickage is how you actually make money at that anymore. So
With the newspapers?
I don't even
Yeah.
know, man. Well, I mean,
Well,
most of
because
the
they
ones
sell ads and
most of the ones that I see are paywalled. So
well, there's that. So there's two. It's basically they'll have like a free model. They'll also have like you get a couple of free things.
but not the big ones. Like, I mean, I can get like what 2 articles out of the New York Times a month for free before I get paywall.
Yeah.
Fucking, I can't even get anything out of the Wall Street Journal, so it just paywall.
If you can't afford it, we don't want you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like if
Sorry.
you're on the wrong street, you're on the wrong street, dude.
We've known this for a while.
Yeah, exactly. It's like turn around.
Sure, the Post is what you're looking
Right,
for.
yeah, exactly.
So go ahead and take your 2 quarters and buy that rag. Yes.
Okay, so and you're right about the Post because the Post does post almost everything for free, but you get fucking mobbed. And so, like, I've got an ad blocker installed in my house. My brother-in-law got one for us.
Okay.
It's so mad at me. So every single one is like, oh, we see that you're blocking ads. You can't watch this until you disable that or add us to your safe list. I'm like, I'm not adding the fucking Gazette to my safe list. That's the last thing I would add to my safe list. So,
Yeah, man, and so that was the part where I said, okay, so I don't just talking about polls versus predictive markets. Well, number one, I was like, all right, so I don't view polls as a predictive value. I see this as basically a I don't want to say a propaganda tool, but my whole point on this here was okay, so if you think polls are accurate, right? So it's like, okay, you tell me, Grok, if you think polls are accurate, tell me why they were bent one direction in the past 3 election cycles. Only wonder because that was the thing. I said, well, it's getting better. I'm like, actually, they would have made the adjustment by now.
well, no, so the public release polling is actually out there to influence public opinion.
Exactly.
So you can do really accurate polling. So
Right.
but you don't share that information.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because that information, and this is what I learned from the last 2 election cycles, is really fucking valuable. Okay, and so you don't share that with noobs out there or normies out there. You get a good decent poll sample set that's actually got some predictive value to it. You go and you sell that to the Bogart campaign.
Well, yeah, and I guess that's the thing here is the other component. I said so if it were an error, we would have seen one of 2 things. Okay, we would have either seen at some point an overcorrection,
right,
where it would have gone, say, compensated for too much, or it would have come down the center. But it has not done that.
No, it didn't do that.
And
it's still saying
it was
side.
wrong.
Yeah.
It's not just that it was colossally wrong in the most recent one in terms of how far that went. And
well, you got ones out right now that are saying that Democrats are I mean, both parties are still underwater, but they say the Republicans are more underwater than Democrats. I don't believe that for a minute.
Even CNN says that.
I know.
Even CNN says that's bullshit.
Yeah, good. So because some polls are so stinky you can see them coming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You get the wavy lines coming on them. But
yeah. Okay, so let me raise this thing, and I think we got to close up Shider because it'll be all night. Okay, so did you see when it comes to numbers? Did you see the numbers about the trade deficit?
It's come down a lot.
by 3/4.
Yeah. I think that's like the quarterly trade deficit, not the overall.
But
Yeah, no, it's a big
that's
fucking deal, man. So,
huge.
yeah, I mean, there's people out there like right now that are predicting that we're going to see 6% growth this year, which would be fucking bananas. Dude, I mean, now's the time to start taking money out of your piggy bank and start putting it in the market. So, because if there's any truth behind that, dude, we're going to leave everybody in the fucking dust. So, it's crazy.
And I got to tell you, I heard about that in exactly one place, and that was CNBC, because they're all like,
Money, 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 money.
they're numbers. To those credit, those guys are numbers.
They could care two fucks about politics unless it affects the markets. So yeah,
And when people try to bring it up, they say, we don't talk about
we don't
that
talk
here.
about that here. You can go talk to Joe Scarborough across the street.
Right.
So and nobody watches him anymore.
Right. Right. But when I saw that, I'm like, this should be
Miss Now.
How are you going to partner with Kalshi, Patrick? How are you going
I have no idea.
to partner with that and convince people, actually, we don't have our thumb on the scale?
No.
Well, yeah. The fact that you're not hearing that, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
It's huge. Fucking
This is
news.
enormous.
GDP numbers are great. So like gas is so fucking cheap, dude. It's below $2 over there. It's nuts. So you haven't seen that since 2007.
In all but like 4 states, it's under $3.
Yeah, dude, you go to the Costco over there, it's like $1.88. So that is bananas. So
the knock-on effect that has on everything.
it's just crazy, man. So and then,
Right.
no, it's all good. Like we can go over that next time. I'll bring you my list of really good news for America.
Okay.
It doesn't involve Minneapolis or the Ayatollah. Maybe we won't have an Ayatollah by Sunday.
It will be all of 4 days, Patrick. So I do not expect the world to be in the same shape.
All right, I guess we'll find.
Yeah.
All right, I'm Pat.
Bye, Pat. I'm Jeffrey.
Yeah, bye.